follow me, or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right. We'll find the remedy, or would you stay with me now till the morning light?
Hello.
Hello. I just woke up. I think you can tell. Riley, what did you say? Oh, okay.
Hey guys. Happy Friday.
Hello.
I got my eyebrows done and I'm feeling some type of way. And clearly JJ got her hair done and it looks phenomenal. And I know she's feeling some type of the hair.
I love it. I love it. It was curled and then I fell asleep on the couch.
I love that.
So it's not curled anymore, but it's
It
fine.
still looks great.
Thank you.
How's everybody doing? Janelle.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Thank you so much.
So clutch. Thank you, friend.
Thank you.
Love the
I feel like a trigger warning is needed for this video today. Yeah. Let me elaborate, because you guys know we don't mess around with trigger warnings. Like, we don't take them lightly, I guess is the best way to say that. But there is a lot of really intense, in my opinion, spiritual manipulation. So please know if that's something that is, your mental health is too important to us. So just know that. Okay. All right. Do you have anything you want to add, JJ, to that?
No.
She just woke up.
Just give me like 3 more minutes. I'll be okay. I just got up I think I've been up for 10 minutes, maybe.
I love that.
Max 10 minutes.
I love it. Everybody's saying your hair looks amazing, and it does.
Oh, thank you so much. That's really nice.
It looks great.
Thank you. They did a really good job. They also had a dog, and they let their dogs go to the salon.
Aww.
One of the ladies brought her golden retriever. She's like one of the hairstylists, and she brought her golden retriever, and her golden retriever is so cute.
I love golden retrievers. They're so cute. All right. Shall we get started? If you guys are ready. Chelsea says, JJ is me in the morning trying to deal with my husband who's a morning person. I definitely am feeling like I'm the morning person in this video. Because like right before I was like, let's go. She's like, I just woke up.
Oh, Iris, stop barking.
We love Iris. Humanize.
A humanize. She's so great.
Hey, Cheryl. It takes a lot to trigger me when it comes to religious manipulation. I'm locked and loaded. I love that. All right. I am going to start the video, and the video itself is like an hour long. So grab a snack, a drink, take care of you. Obviously, like if this becomes too much, it's totally fine.
Let's chill.
Here we go. Are you ready, friend?
Yeah.
So excited. Hey, everybody. Welcome to what we call the healthy minister. That's what the whole thing is about tonight. And
vibes are already bad. I'm not vibing. It's not good. The healthy minister.
The
vibes
I was recording this. I have to fix this here. I was recording this, and they streamed it to Facebook, so it made it easy. I didn't have to sit through all of it.
Oh, nice.
Which was great. But I probably watched a good maybe 10 minutes of it, and I was like, nope, absolutely not. And for those of you that are watching, I immediately text JJ and was like, we need to react to this together. She was like, absolutely. And by the way, the link and all of this information was sent to me by somebody, so thank you. If you are on here and you see this, thank you for sending this my way so that we could react to it. By the way, Optivia sucks. Okay. All right. Let's keep going.
Karen, I'm
Oh,
Pat
sorry.
Schatzline. This is Karen Schatzline, and we want to welcome you. We're going to give everybody just a moment to get into the room and to be a part of what we're doing. We're streaming to a Facebook page, a Health and Hope Facebook page, and also here on Zoom. So thank you for joining us. So real quick, if you would, in the chat, let's do a check-in. Tell us where you're coming from as you greet them. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're just so excited that you're here tonight, and whoever invited you to this Zoom definitely cares about you and wants to share health and hope and everything with you. But we're super excited because we have a bunch of amazing people who are going to share with you tonight. So down in the bottom, if you're not familiar with Zoom, maybe you are, but if you're not, down at the bottom, there's a little bubble there that says chat. You can click on that and you can put things in the chat throughout the Zoom. And we would love to hear from you where you're coming from tonight.
And we're just going to go ahead and give a couple of things heads up
It's already a no for me, dog. Already a no.
as we get started. Before we launch into the Zoom, if you're watching on Zoom or on Facebook, what we want to tell you is for the first probably 3/4, we're going to be streaming straight to the Facebook page as well. But then after we get done with the presentation, we're going to go into a question and answer time. And I think it's critical. That will be a separate video that we're going to create. And because people in ministry have concerns about different things, how does it flow with ministry? And by the way, when we say this is for those in ministry, well, I'll wait to say.
Okay, so first off, when I was in ministry, I was also doing an MLM. So I can kind of give insight on how it flows within ministry as he goes. So we'll see kind of how that goes. Also, if you don't know, I do have a master's degree in theology and ministry. And so I might have some interesting insight. I don't know. We'll see if he says anything worthwhile, though.
Oh, you're going to have a lot to say.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you've seen it, huh?
Yeah, just the first maybe 10 minutes or so.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time, and maybe it's because I'm obviously not in a multi-level marketing company anymore, but I'm having a hard time with Christian beliefs and knowing what we know about multi-level marketing and how they're okay with it. I know that they're seeing things through their MLM filter, but I'm having a really hard time with that. If this is what you are supposedly live your life by, I guess is the best way to say that. But then you're participating in this extremely restrictive, overpriced MLM.
So, what I find interesting is what you're going to see with people like them, right? People who are ministers in an MLM. You're not going to see them as the people that you get along with that are Christians. We know nowadays, we kind of live in a Christian nation, right? We pretty much do. And a lot of the laws are based on Christianity. And so what you're going to find is there are different types of Christians out there. There are some who are logical, who pretty much were not pro MAGA stuff. What you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of these MLMers kind of seep into the pipeline of QAnon and all of that. You're going to see it's less like Christians with logic, everyday people who care about other people, and more of a pipeline that they're down. I've seen it. I saw in Arbonne too, especially. There was a huge pipeline from Christianity, MLM to QAnon. And I think that's what a lot of these people are, is they go down that pipeline. So.
By the way, we welcome all religious beliefs here, or
non-beliefs.
Or non-beliefs. Thank you. You can see I was struggling with how do you say that?
Yes.
Like just
all religions, whether you have one or not.
Yep. Thank you. Better said than what I don't know where I was going with it. And this is not about bashing Christians, what we're doing. This is about just I don't know.
And it's like there's those different kinds of people in every religion, though, different, like I mentioned earlier with Christians, like different classes almost of Christianity, and it's like that with every religion. So
yeah,
and non-religion too, I guess. People who are atheists as well.
I just want people to know that everybody's welcome here.
Yeah.
So Okay, let's go.
Yeah. And we're going to get started tonight, and you're going to get to hear from some amazing folks. So let's get started. Ready? Hey, everybody, we want to welcome you to The Healthy Minister. We are the health and
Smooth. All right.
ministry, or whatever you want to call it. And really, this is not just for people that are maybe full-time in ministry. Maybe you're one of the heroes that volunteers and works a very hard job, and you serve at a church, or you work.
I do want to say before we go into this, because not everyone in here is Christian, and not everyone in here kind of knows how this works, but maybe you do, maybe you don't. But Christianity a lot of times is that person's entire being. Like, their identity is, I'm a Christian. Their identity is Jesus. So when it comes to the church, and when it comes to, like, I don't know if these are leaders in a church. Leaders in a church, though.
I'm pretty sure he's a pastor.
So they're automatically seen as, like, you know, they're held to a higher standard from what other people see. So they're automatically going to believe him, very likely. But also just like people in general, like, once you mix religion into something else, it's like mixing red food coloring into water. You can't really unmix it. And it's very, very difficult to pull someone out of it, because then they believe that this MLM was from God, by God, for you to serve God. And so it gets very, very, very messy. And the faith manipulation aspect of it all is very, very, very hard on people to, you know, go from MLM and Christianity like this to pull it apart. It's very, very difficult, as someone who also went through it as well. So, yeah.
Whether it's working with the children, or working in the worship team, or whether you're a full-time pastor or full-time missionary, evangelist, whatever it might be, everyone is welcome to this Zoom tonight. And we're actually streaming this to another Facebook page, so you may be watching it on there. But you know, we just want to say welcome.
Yeah, so welcome tonight. And as Pat said, this is for anyone who is serving in any capacity in ministry. I mean, you could be the one who makes sure that the chairs are out or the nurseries are cleaned. It doesn't matter. You are valuable. And so this is for you tonight.
Well, let us introduce ourselves to you. We are Pat and Karen Schatzline, and we are independent Optivia coaches, but we're also authors and evangelists. We've traveled around the world. We have ministered on 6 different continents. I've traveled about 3 million plus miles, spoken over 400 youth camps, and a whole lot of youth conventions and things like that. We wrote a lot of books, but we're going to tell you our story in just a moment. You're going to hear a lot of stories tonight, because, you know, as people in ministry, we love stories, but also I want to tell you that what you're about to hear about is very authentic. It's very real. And we are people of integrity. You're going to hear from people of integrity. And what I want you to also understand is, as we get started, you matter. So whoever invited you, when we get off this Zoom tonight, reach out to them, tell them, hey, this is really good. Take it to the next level with me. Do a health assessment with me, or share with me deeper about what it means to be a coach. Or
let's also remind everybody that these people are not qualified to be doing any kind of health assessments. They don't have a certification, most of them, unless they state otherwise. They don't have the qualifications, the education, or the credentials in general to be doing any kind of health assessments. So, yeah,
and some people are saying, like, so if I'm not a part of ministry, this isn't for me. Yeah, no, it's not. Like, they'll straight up say, no, this isn't for you. They directly want to work with Christians in their church. Who work for their church. Yeah, absolutely. Why? Because they're already leaders over them. So it wouldn't be much of a change. They already have influence. So
the way that this was shared was in somebody's story, and it says, in ministry, special Zoom happening this coming Tuesday. And then it mentions the healthy minister. This is a special gathering for those that lead in ministry. So they're specifically looking for leadership within the church. Join us to hear about health and finances. It has the date. It has the Zoom information, and then at the end of it, they list a scripture.
Yeah, they specifically want leaders of the church, because it's likely that people in their church who are leaders are looked up to more than just an average churchgoer, especially their pastor like him. So it's an easy way to get people to join your team When you're the pastor, they believe you. You have integrity. They look up to you. When you're a leader of the church, the people below you believe you. You know, you have integrity to them. They look up to you. And it's just like kind of like a chain all the way down. And so it's just easier for people to fall for it just because they already, you know, they trust this person with essentially their soul.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they already trust him and wouldn't believe that he would do something like that to them.
It's really interesting to me because the same kind of tactics that we see from MLM leaders and how, not tactics, that's not the right word, but how their team typically believes everything that they say. These two seem to be very similar.
Mm-hmm.
The methods, or I don't know how I'm wording this kind of weird, but they seem like similar strategies, if you will.
Yeah.
If you're already a part of Optivia, I want you to understand something. This is a really cool community, and you're going to hear more about that. So let's get into our story.
Yeah.
In fact, go ahead and bring that picture of us up real quick, if you would. Kind of our before and after, because that kind of sets the precedent of where we're going. And the picture on the left right there was at Daystar Television. We were launching one of our books. That's me before I lost 72 pounds in 5.5 months. And that's Karen before she lost how much?
About 24 pounds. Yeah.
She lost 24 pounds, and she's going to tell her story in a little bit in just a moment. And that's our family. That's our new family picture from Christmas right there. We have 3 grandchildren. Our son is getting sworn in as a state rep for Texas for the GOP on January the 10th. That's our beautiful daughter, Abby. And she will be 20 years old on that very day as well, January the 10th. So January the 10th is going to be a busy day.
Yeah.
And but what we want you guys to know is that our story goes a little bit like this. As we get into it, we'll explain everything we're talking about tonight, but our story goes a little bit like this. In May of 2015, we were at the beach. I was getting ready to speak at about 26 different conferences all over America and probably other nations. And I'm laying there, I'm exhausted, I'm weary, I'm overweight, and I'm tired. And Karen is laying out. I don't really understand why people lay out. It's just dumb to me, but I'm laying there and I look at her and I said, how long have we been out here? And she said, 15 minutes. And we have a term that she's always said to me called ITM. It means in the moment. And because my brain never stops, it never shuts off, she's used that with me, and it helps me to get focused. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I felt Holy Spirit speak to me. And God said this to me. I said, Lord, I was just praying, just having prayer time. And I said, Lord, I'm exhausted. I'm weary. And I get kind of weepy about it. So forgive me if I get a little weepy on you, but I'm exhausted. I'm weary. I'm getting ready to start into 26 straight conferences, one night here, the next night.
You know why you're probably exhausted and weary? You need some more calories. Eat your calories, my guy. Optivia starves you and ruins your metabolism. If they went on and ate normal calories that their body actually needs, they would gain all the weight back and more because their metabolism is wrecked.
Yep.
So maybe you just need some more calories, my guy.
There. And all of a sudden, the Lord spoke something to me. And I want you to listen. If you are involved in ministry, you'll understand this term, because it's one word that describes ministry, and it's constant. Mm-hmm. It never shuts off. You can be on vacation and it's still going on. And all of a sudden, the Lord just spoke to me, and he said, there's a better way. And God began to speak to my heart, and he said, I'll give you the keys to the kingdom. And I didn't understand that at that time. But then he made a statement to me, and it's actually the opening line in a new book that I'm writing, that Karen and I are writing together. And he said this to me: I didn't ask you to die for the church. I already did. And as I'm laying there, I look at Karen, and she felt the presence of the Lord right there on the beach. And I said, I got to go right. And I went up, and God began to release some things to my spirit. But the first thing he said was, I want you to take your health back. And I said, Lord, I've tried everything. I work out like a madman. I run. And God said, I'm going to bring a plan to you. And in February of the next year, we were on Daystar Television. And I had heard about this plan, and I reached out to somebody. And 5 days later, I jumped on the plan and lost 72 pounds. I had plantar fasciitis. I had acid reflux. I had all these issues going on in my life.
All right. Health claims, just spiritual manipulation, health claims. Oh God, I don't.
So that I can know like more about his background in religion.
I don't like that.
Evangelist. That's a big fucking deal.
They're evangelist.
I mean, you know, their goal is to get people to join their church and to be a part. Yeah.
I mean, and you know, they join the church and their Optivia team.
And they all suddenly disappeared. And here we are almost 7 years later, and my life has radically changed. You want to tell your story?
Yeah. So, you know, Pat started this plan and I was a little skeptical, and I'm more of a naturalist. And I was entering that phase of my life where I was doing everything I could.
Wait. She's a naturalist, but she's going to take these prepackaged fuelings.
They're like the most processed thing you could put in your body, dude.
Ma'am. So did you research the ingredients on the fuelings? How?
I'm sorry, but you can't be a naturalist and also use Optivia.
Which is it?
That's so funny.
Could to stay healthy and fit. I was working out 5 to 7 days a week, doing P90X, insanity workouts, trying to eat healthy, but
Enter Beachbody.
I had a hysterectomy and my hormones were completely out of whack, and I just started putting on weight. I didn't really
More health claims.
have to struggle, you know, during the early years of my life with my weight. But once I hit that phase of life, I started gaining weight and nothing I was doing was helping. And I was really beginning to be discouraged and self-conscious. My confidence level was going down. And I remember seeing a picture of me after speaking at a women's conference. And I was so discouraged because I was using, you know, cardigans to cover up. I was, you know, and it was affecting how I showed up. And when Pat went on this plan, I was that little hesitant, and I had it checked out, made sure, you know, everything was, you know, okay for me to do because I am more of a naturalist. Found out it was an amazing program. So one weekend when I saw that Pat had lost all that weight, had so much energy, you know, was just, it felt vibrant. I thought, okay, I need to do this because.
You know what cracks me up? People that are in some of the Optivia Facebook groups, a lot of the comments are like, this food is so nasty, allegedly. I can't even get through my day. I'm so tired. So it cracks me up every single time we react to an Optivia video where they're like, oh, my energy was through the roof. Ma'am, how? Physiologically, that is impossible when you are so restrictive that you barely are taking in the amount of calories to run your body's operating systems. It's literally impossible.
On his website, it says there, hold on, I gotta go. I thought it was really weird. Let me find it. It says they're evangelists, Christians, and coaches. That's like what describes them about them. Let me look.
Well, the coach part
Is the
really is Optivia.
Yeah. And so that's why I was like, what about?
I don't like it.
So they're open. Like I was looking through their website to see if they like have a little thing where you can like join Optivia, but I haven't found it.
Oh God.
Anyway,
Hey, Tanya.
if you're wondering what I'm doing, y'all, I'm looking him up. That's what I'm doing.
I love that.
To be honest, I was exhausted. Here I was, a mom of a grown son, a daughter who was in high school, was in the vibrant years of her life trying to keep up. We had a grandson, and I was literally just trying to survive because I just felt tired all the time, traveling every week, writing books and doing all of those things. And so I decided this was something that was worth giving a try. I'd tried everything else. And so after going on the plan, and immediately that first week, I lost 4 pounds the very first week I was on plan. And whereas I had been working out, doing everything else, and couldn't lose 4 pounds in a month, you know, any other way. And I realized in that moment, something struck me.
And what other ways did you try to lose weight? I'm just curious. Did you work with a dietitian? Did you have a full workup of labs from your doctor? I'm just curious because that is one of the, I want to say, I don't want to, it's not a buzzword, it's a buzz phrase, in my opinion. I tried everything, nothing worked. Okay, what did you try? Oh, okay, exactly. You didn't try everything. You didn't work with a dietitian. You know what I'm saying? It's, I don't like it.
Okay. So on his website, it says, so I'm going to show you, like, it says that. It like shows this right here. And it says evangelists, authors, and coaches is like, that's like their thing under their name. And in one section, it says evangelist. It talks about it. Another section, it says coach. So I'm going to read it really quick. I haven't read it. So God spoke to Pat in 2015 that he was going to give him the keys of the kingdom. And one of those keys was to take back his health. In 2016, Pat lost 72 pounds and became a health coach. He has, but pause. I'm obviously not reading now. He has no credentials whatsoever. There's absolutely no credentials so far. Along with his wife, Karen, and they've helped thousands take back their health and have become entrepreneurs and CEOs of thriving businesses. God spoke a powerful word to Pat on being priest and king. This is a message he shares in leadership conferences and churches across the world. Hi, Kirsty.
Kirsty, hey.
So that last part where it says, God spoke a powerful word to Pat on being priest and king. This is a message he shares in leadership conferences and churches across the world. So this is like a part of his biblical curriculum, like what he teaches is he's not only an evangelist, an author, but he's also a coach. And so like this is a part of his
curriculum. Okay, wait. I have so many questions. So he goes to these conferences and he's pitching Optivia mixed in with his biblical message, or however you want to word that.
Yes, that's
and is actively recruiting people.
Yes, that's what it's saying.
And he's okay with that. He thinks that's
apparently
ethically okay.
Apparently, he's led by God to do so.
I'm actually really shocked by that.
Yeah. I knew there was some, I knew I could dig up something because that was just weird.
Wow.
And there's no conflict of interest for the church as well. Not really. Not really.
Also,
depending on the church, right? Like again, there's that pipeline of certain people, and if you're looked up to as a leader, you could say almost anything and not get in trouble. But he, as an evangelist, he's like called by God to be an evangelist. Essentially is what he's saying. And so like people believe what he says because like they believe God speaks through him.
Because they're not going to question that. It's just like MLM leaders.
I was sorry, I was reading this as an exercise
physiologist.
This is Apollo. Yeah. I just don't get this. God spoke to me. I could never understand it. Yeah, that's a lot of evangelists like to say that a lot. Like, you know, missionaries and stuff. Obviously, no disrespect, but they do say that God speaks to them. So
crazy.
That, you know, our weight truly is tied to our walk and how we, you know, our health is tied to that. I realized in that moment that age is just a number and that we can be vibrant, healthy, confident, bold, feel good about ourselves, show up better for our family, show up better for our children, for our spouse and everything at any age. And when I realized that and decided to take back my health, here I am at 53 years old now, and I feel more vibrant, more alive, more healthy, just more energetic than I ever have in, you know, probably since my 20s. And so it was such a transformational thing in my life that it truly did change the trajectory of our future going forward.
Well, and I remember what the Lord speaking to my heart, and he said, and I'm going to say something that may not land very well, but he spoke to my heart. He said, do you ever want another man tucking Karen in because you're not around to take care of her, because you didn't take care of yourself, because heart disease runs in her family and all that stuff. And obviously I was like, Lord, I don't want to have to get a gun. And meaning that, you know,
toxic masculinity, very prevalent in the church, you know.
What?
So yes, this is a very conservative look. Yeah, that checks out for me.
First of all, if something happened to me, I would want Jerry to find somebody else. I wouldn't want him to be on his own.
Yeah, like not feel like they can, find another person.
This is so weird to me. I don't want to have to. You're going to be dead, fool.
Yeah.
What? You're not going to be able to get a gun. You're going to be dead. What are you talking? Like, oh, God.
At least from my experience with like Southern Baptist convention and stuff, which is a type of Christianity, in a specific denomination of the Baptist church, they do a lot of these kinds of jokes. Like, it's super weird. Airing your face. Yeah.
I'm having a hard time with this because it's like, how selfish are you that if something were to happen to you, that you would be like, I don't want another man touching her. Well, if you're dead, wouldn't you want her to not be lonely? Wouldn't you want her to have
I think it's a controlling thing. I think it's a control thing. It's a toxic masculinity control thing, in my opinion.
That's crazy, man.
Conservative, like, I don't know. Like she is his specifically,
Yeah, I love this. He thought his joke was funny and it was a fail. Yes, Janet. Agreed. Oh, I just don't like this at all.
It's yucky.
But I have them. But we live in Texas. But no, the Lord spoke to me. He said, your family needs you. Your legacy is long. And you must interrupt any future pain. And with that, we're going to go deeper into the whole plan. And forgive us, we got a little emotional there for just a moment. But at the same time, we believe in this. And we've seen probably hundreds of thousands that we've been able to be a part of helping change with our entire team. And with that, we have some dear friends that we love a lot. They're very authentic. They are also health coaches, and they're the ones that caught a burden for this particular gathering. They said, hey, look, let's come together. And we haven't done one in several years. And so I've asked David and Deanna to share their story real quick.
It is.
And then we're going to go into the details, and you're going to hear from some other people. You might recognize their names. Some of them are pretty well known in ministry. And but they're going to share some different parts of this. And then at the end, we'll wrap this up. And we'll go into a question and answer time. So we're gonna take our time with this tonight because it's very important. Dave and Deanna.
Wow, this is so exciting. Hey guys, so we are super pumped. So I am David and Deanna. First of all, why am I excited? Because this is a call to action come true. And Pat.
I can't hear you, Aaron.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry. Mm-hmm. I can tell you why he's excited. He's excited because he's going to recruit people tonight. Because I think there was over 100 people on this, which is shocking to me. Who knows how many people are already in Optivia, who are in our coaches with their company or whatever. Who knows? But I don't like this. But that's why he's excited.
Karen are real, as you see, and they're keep honoring their promise of keeping us real and authentic. But we are David and Deanna Asensio. We are independent certified Optivia coaches, but that's just a title. Like, who are we? We're people. We're parents.
Yeah, that's right. It is just a title. It literally means nothing. You are certified independent Optivia coaches. You don't have to. All you have to do is pay money, and then you're good. Then you're an Optivia coach. You literally means nothing.
I love their little disclaimer down here. Average weight loss on the optimal weight 5-in-1 plan, which for those of you that don't know, that's 5 of their, in my opinion, garbage fuelings, which are little tiny snacks. It's a shake or like a little tiny bit. It doesn't even look like a quarter of a cup of pasta. Anyways, and then the one is a lean and green meal. So it's greens, so vegetables, and then a lean protein. So the average weight loss on the optimal weight 5-in-1 plan is 12 pounds. Clients are in weight loss on average for 12 weeks. However, there are lots of people that I have seen that are on it for longer than 12 weeks. I don't like it. I'm going to keep saying that.
We're former business owners. You had your alternative healthcare practice, right? But we're also people that for tonight, our desire is to serve you well because we saw a need. But we're also people that people thought didn't need this. I was that guy, formerly the gym rat guy. Is like, oh, what does he need this for? But life happened, right? And I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But you see, this is about coming here to serve a need for all of you, because we see such a great need. And I reached out to Pat and I said, man, wouldn't it be amazing? I don't know how we could pull this off, but Pat, do you think it'd be possible to pull some other pastors in here or just those serving in ministry and share their testimonies? Because the power is in the testimony, right? As well as living our own stories. And what would that look like? How would it? And here we are tonight. So I am super excited. So if I get loud, please forgive me. I just get excited. I get loud. I get really passionate. But back to our stories, like, you know, for us, yes, I was a CTO for a tech firm. Sounds glorious. Wasn't. Let me tell you, it stressed me out, right? And the thing is, I found myself waking up on my birthday in a hotel room because I was traveling and it was my birthday, and I'll never forget. And I put my dress slacks on because I had a meeting with a client the next day and I couldn't button the pants. Like literally, pants would not come together. So what did I do? I felt humiliated. And then I did what every other guy does. I took my polo and I pulled it out over my shirt. And then in the entire time of the meeting, I'm praying, oh Lord, please don't let my pants fall down. I was not fully present because I was more concerned about the stupid pants. So what I'm trying to say here is this program started with me
Buy a bigger pant
being voluntold by my beautiful wife, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little dense, right? I knew what to do. The problem is my lifestyle changed. And there were so many challenges that just came and compounded and stress with my role that I just started. All of a sudden I woke up one day and I found myself busting out of my pants size 38s. Well, after being voluntold to get on this incredible program, my schedule didn't change, but I went from a pant size 38 to a pant size.
This is interesting. Voluntold is a military term. So I'm wondering if this guy is prior military as well.
I've heard it before as well, but maybe.
Yeah.
32 in 2.5 months. And that's with no working out. Guys, life, my demands of my life did not change. And I will tell you, you know, there's this famous line in this old book that I think we all have somewhere around, and I hope you do. But it talks about you to love your spouse as you love your own flesh.
Talk about the Bible, you dork.
But what if you don't love your own flesh? I didn't. I would go to bed at night wearing an oversized t-shirt because I was embarrassed. How could she love me and want to be with me if I didn't like and look this way?
This is emotional manipulation.
It had to start with me, and there was the shift.
Yeah. And my background is in alternative healthcare. I actually had a practice in Dallas. I ran it for 20 years. And so in regards to health, I knew what to do. But the busyness of life.
We have a question. What is voluntold? So here's the example that I give for that. When there's a volunteering opportunity that shows up when you're in the military, you will be voluntold to do it. So like if it's weekend duty or an air show or something like that, you're voluntold to work the air show. You're voluntold to do whatever volunteering opportunity. So it's just making you do it. You don't sign up for it, but they call it being voluntold. So hopefully that answers.
I grew up hearing voluntold as well, and it was
you
like,
did?
Oh yeah, voluntold for sure. And it's pretty much just like when your parents tell you to do something, you know, could you blah 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 blah. It's like, sure. It's like, yes, you have to, but they're asking you as like you're volunteering. So
yeah,
that's kind of what.
Yeah,
what
I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, voluntold.
Yeah,
I've heard it a lot.
very military term as well. Very interesting. Monica, yep, pretty much, Erin. You guys get it. If you're prior military, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
It kind of took over the busyness of life, running a business, my husband traveling all the time. I was homeschooling our 2 daughters. You know, just we were serving in our church. We were part of a marriage ministry in our church. And, you know, mamas blink, you know, if you can relate to that. And so what my health got pushed to the back burner. And so I found this program through a friend, and literally I lost 22 pounds in 10 weeks. But when I saw how well this worked, how effective it was, how easy it was, that I was like, I got to become a coach. I have to share this with other people because this was too good to keep to myself. So I became a coach in my second week, and we'll share in a second what more of that looks like. But I want to speak to all those in here with hearts to serve others. We've all probably been on an airplane before, right? And we've all heard that pre-flight speech that says, in an emergency situation, the oxygen mask is going to drop, put yours on first, and then help and serve others. Guys, you are no good to anyone in any capacity, whether that's your spouse, your congregation, your employer, your family, if you don't first take care of yourself.
Yes.
So, Pat,
We have a question, JJ. I think that you're better equipped to answer this. What's a marriage ministry? Is it like Christians couples counseling?
Yes and no. I mean, Christian couples counseling can be a part of it, but it's like you and a bunch of other married people in a room doing like Bible study, or like you as a minister are like, some big churches have like people who specifically minister to Christian couples or married Christians. So it could be a number of things, but it's as long as it's a group of married people and someone ministering to them.
All right. We're talking about Optivia, and this was a recruiting / product Zoom that they were trying to recruit ministry people and leaders in ministry. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Also, you guys should go follow Heather. Okay, thank you. Go subscribe to her channel, and anybody else on here that has a channel. Do you guys have one? Let me know.
Also, what Melissa's saying, that being said, it's not a substitute for working with a qualified therapist. Absolutely not. No.
Agreed.
share a little bit more about what's to come.
You got it. And it's what I said. Ministry is constant. It never lets off. And I think that so many times we are sowing into the whole world and we're pouring our lives out. Like I said, we've traveled 3 million miles. I mean, we spoke on 6 continents, and Karen received healing from leukemia, standing in Brazil, speaking to 25,000 women. We get it. We love it. And, I've often heard it said, once you go into ministry, when you go into ministry, it's because you want to be seen. Once you get ministry, you just want to hide. And, I really do have always lived between amen and there it is. And when God spoke to my heart and he said, you're going to do 2 things. He said, you're going to get the anointed healthy. And then he said, you're going to get them wealthy. And we'll talk about that later. But let me tell you about our company, Optivia, real quick. And that was incredible, Dave and Deanna. You guys are just dear friends of ours. And guys, they're the real deal. Let me tell you about Optivia real quick, the company itself. And I'm just going to go through this pretty quick, just so you know who it is. And you can reach out to whoever invited you and say, hey, tell me more. But our parent company is Medifast. We're about 41 years old. We're traded on the New York Stock Exchange. The last, actually 3 years, fastest growing health company in America. And one of the top, most trusted companies. About 20 years ago, a man by the name of Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson, who is a board certified physician, he and his wife went to the company and said, hey, what if we join our vision with yours, with Medifast? And then it eventually became Optivia. And he developed the Habits of Health system and the Life system. And you'll hear, or the Life book, you'll hear a lot more about that in just a second. But the company is solid. We know the leadership. We're part of the leadership in the whole company. And there's about 78,000 coaches that are a part of it. But we've helped over 2 million take back their health. In fact, recently it was up in Times Square, 2 million lives changed. And it's real. You're going to hear more about it in just a second. But it really does flow with those in ministry. And we're going to explain to that reason in just a moment. It worked for me, the guy that right before COVID hit had traveled 253,000 miles that year. And it works for those that are in ministry because of the lifestyle that we have. But even more than that, if I can say something to you, if you're watching this, I need you to get selfish about you. Your legacy, your children's children legacy is that they have you around. I've got 3 grandchildren. I'm 53 years old. I love the fact that on Christmas morning, my grandsons will be here. We put together a basketball goal. Well, I paid somebody to do that because I couldn't do it. It about made me backslide. But anyway, I will get out there and I will shoot hoop with them and I will run hard with them. Why? Because guys, you know, we preach people's funerals. Many of y'all down here have preached people's funerals. I've done a bunch. And we always say they ran their race. But what if we had taken care of ourselves? What if we'd really, if they had taken care of themselves, they'd have interrupted that pain from a family of ministers? My father's had a heart attack. My brother had a heart attack. My sister had a heart disease.
Healthy people can also have heart attacks. That doesn't necessarily, I mean, you definitely can if you're unhealthy, but you also can if you're healthy too. And sometimes it's just a horrible thing that happens that you don't know is going to happen. Also, I don't like how he's kind of talking about how he's maybe thought if these people would have done Optivia, they would not be dead. I don't like how he talked about it like that.
I don't like it either. Also, this part, cite your sources.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is true. Oh, sorry, Jessica. It was this one. And selfishness is the antithesis of Jesus' message. It is. So it's interesting to me. I can see that he's using that because there's a lot of people who are very selfless in Christianity. They literally put other people for themselves, including like with their health. They'll just put people above themselves. They run themselves ragged. They get overwhelmed. And so for him to preach this kind of message, it might be, they might initially think that it's like actually a really awesome thing, you know, to have a moment where you like take care of yourself, because you're not necessarily taught to do that in Christianity. In some denominations, right? In some aspects, not all, but yeah. So this is really like antithesis of what he preaches, which is interesting.
Isn't that weird? Guess what I'm having?
Fried pickles from Texas.
Fried pickles. I need you guys to experience the crunch on these. Do you guys want a little ASMR moment?
If you don't like people biting food, I wouldn't listen.
Yeah. Also, I think that we definitely need to highlight this comment that Jessica said. I know you read it already, but just thanks, babe.
I didn't read it. I forgot.
Okay.
I clicked on an accident.
Oh, that's okay. Fun fact, Dr. A is an anesthesiologist. Why is he giving diet advice? That part.
Who's Dr. A?
Okay, here we go. I did my fried pickles and ranch, but y'all need to hear this crunch. Ready?
No, that is a crunch.
All right, we'll keep it going now.
Who's Dr. A? Who's Dr. A?
The guy that made Medifast or Optivia?
My dad does that too. He does anesthesiology, and I tell you one thing, he's not the picture of health in any way, shape, or form. It's freaking weird. Oh, thank you, Jessica. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, he doesn't have, and just because you're in the medical field doesn't mean you have the right to do anything in like for someone else's health in particular, right? Like I can talk to you about cancer and organs and stuff, but like I'm not in any way, shape, or form able to tell you how to live your life when it comes to stuff that dietitian knows, right? And whatnot. So super weird. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And this one too, what Emily said, genetics will always be a major factor in your health. Always, 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 Emily. Yes. Genetics. Sometimes people just get the shit end of the genetics, and that sucks. But they do.
These pickles are not from Texas Roadhouse. They're from one of my favorite barbecue restaurants here in Vegas. It's, yeah.
Nice.
Will you hit play?
Yeah, I forgot to.
My mom had a heart disease. We interrupted what we can say on this Zoom, generational curses. And Karen and I made up our mind to do that. But why don't you tell them our company offers 4 pillars?
Yeah.
And tell them about the 4 pillars.
Yeah, so I think that was one of the things that drew me to this, because it wasn't a diet. And so I know many of us on here have done so many diets, deprived ourselves, starved ourselves, all of the things, abused ourselves with sacrifice.
It's literally starving yourself. No, this is literally what this is the epitome of starving yourself to lose weight.
Yeah.
I cannot. It's a diet. They say it's a diet, like the Optivia diet. Like that's a thing.
How are you taking in 800 to 1200 calories roughly, approximately? And you're not starving yourself when your body needs at least 1,200 calories or more just for your heart to pump the blood throughout your body, for your brain to function.
Yeah, Scarlett, it's a masterclass in disordered eating.
Oh my God,
Absolutely. Yes. Like, also, she's just straight up lying. Or she's either lying and she knows it, or she knows nothing about health and wellness. So,
yeah. Oh, this is so nice. Thank you, Janelle. I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you. There it is. Erin, for always alerting before you do an ASMR moment. It allows us with, I'm not going to try and pronounce that word, but yeah, you're welcome. I know, I mean, that's not for everybody, but you know, and it's all good. It's just something kind of fun. So yeah, thank you for that.
You know, food and everything, when in reality we're called to fuel our body properly. And just like what Pat said, we're called to run our race strong. And we realized before we started this plan, we were running our race, but we were definitely not running our race strong and to the best that, you know, God had called us to do it. So what I loved about this plan was that it offers 4 pillars that actually helps you to be able to achieve your goals. The first thing that this company offers you is an independent coach. You will have a coach that walks with you every step of the way, that gives you the tools that you need, that gives you the accountability that you need, that will walk with you every step of the way, cheering you on, and not being the food police, but actually being there to support you, because we find that people will stick to a health journey if they have someone supporting them and walking with them along the way. The second thing that it offers is the Habits of Health system. It's a transformational system that Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson came up with a Habits of Health book that goes through the elements, all 26 elements on being healthy, how to stop, challenge, and choose, how to make the right decisions, how to make food about fueling your body, not as a reward as so many of us in ministry do. Also, the life book to be able to track your journey along the way, and an app that will help you as well. It also offers the third thing, which is a community. And you're going to hear about all of these things by individuals who are going to share how it impacted their life. But in a community, I always say, and you will understand this if you are in ministry, because sometimes the ministry can be such a lonely place. You are filled and surrounded by tons of people, but you feel so alone sometimes. I say all the time that this is the community that I never knew I always needed. And you'll hear more about that from some people on here tonight. So it offers you that community of people that are walking on this journey with you, doing life together. But then the fourth thing that it offers is the actual fuelings. And the fuelings are only 1/4 of the program, because it's about fueling your body properly, putting the right nutrition in your body so that you are fueling your body towards health and not towards sickness. So I'm going to ask a couple to come on that's going to share.
Eating this barbecue that I'm eating is not making me sick. What you're doing here is fear mongering. Also, the fuelings are not fueling your body adequately. Yeah, that's all I got. Also, fried pickles for everybody.
About how that coach aspect has changed their life so drastically. And so I want, and they are dear friends of ours, they are ministers, they are, serving the world through ministry, serving, God, and making such a huge impact in people's lives spiritually. But this so transformed their world to where they could also help people in their health journey as well. So I want JoJo and Autumn Dawson to come on and talk about that coach aspect.
All right. Thank you so much. Pat reached out to me, told me about this program, and said, Joe, you're going to coach for 2 reasons. You like to talk a lot and you love people. You know, Pat forwarded my first book for me, so he's never lied to me. So I started coaching. Man, this was the ministry that I've always wanted. You know, my wife and I, we have.
MLM is not a ministry.
That part.
It never will be. This is not a ministry, and this is not your ministry. I would always say this is the kind of ministry that God put me in. He wants me to minister this way. No, not everything is ministry, because a lot of times they say everything's ministry. It's not. It's just not. Some things are just not good.
I feel like them saying that this is ministry is a way to maybe subconsciously be okay with what they're doing. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would think so.
Multi-level ministry.
Pretty much.
LEM. I love that. That tracks.
Min, I also thought he said farted, so I was a little thrown off. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought he said that too.
I think he said started, but honest to God, I thought he said farted, and I was like, that just doesn't make sense right there.
Maybe he said sharded.
Which is even worse than a fart. I'll tell you that right now.
Worse.
The church and network. I get to
Same
travel
time.
almost every weekend all over America and preach. But this ministry, I absolutely fell in love with it. And my wife and I talked so many times about the aspect of coaching, because let me tell you what it is. Basically, you're just pastoring people, but the door they walk through was not the church, it was health. And see, God is creative, y'all. He'll open up different ways for people to come in. You know, 1 Thessalonians 5:23, it says God wants us completely whole, spirit, soul, body. Most of y'all think it's spirit, soul, potluck, but that's not scriptural, okay? And so what it is when people come through this door of health, we start coaching them, loving on them. In fact, this week I was talking to some of our coaches.
It makes sense. You know, they're coaching on something that they aren't educated in. Like, they didn't go to school, they don't have the degrees, much like they're coaching in ministry. They probably didn't go to school. They probably just felt called to do it. Don't have the degrees. Yeah, it checks out. They feel like they can do this because it's probably a lot of how they did their ministry in the church is without education. It's kind of their take on it. But they're so charismatic enough. This is what I see too much in Christianity. Some people are so charismatic that if you're charismatic enough, they're going to make you a leader. Even if what you're saying is horrible or not very good or poorly done. Yeah. So anyway, Jessica said, wouldn't God want you to eat real food that he created? You'd think so.
I know that God is probably very happy that I'm having mashed yams, pulled chicken, mac and cheese, and I've had a couple fried pickles. I think he'd be real happy with that. Yeah.
And this few different people I talked to, I said, hey, we got about 20 minutes to talk. We're going to talk 5 minutes on the business aspect. Let's talk about you for 15 minutes. Okay. Let's talk about you. And so this is not a business. This is a ministry to me. It's a ministry that we get to pour our lives into people. And almost every client and coach that we have, I say, hey, let me get my pen out. Give me your prayer request for the week. They said, wait, this is a business. I said, well, kind of. It is. They compensate us well, but I'm telling you, this is a ministry that we get to talk to people and love people. Okay. Now, here's the thing. We have a coach, Pat and Karen. There are coaches. And, you know, we talk more about life and ministry than we do the business because we do life with one another. And recently, unfortunately, my wife and I had a small problem in ministry. And you know what? It wasn't all of my ministry friends that were there for us. It was all of our health coaching ministry friends that were there for us. They checked up on us. Why did they check up on us? Because we had built such a strong nucleus, a community of believers. Friends,
Okay, people want to see my plate. Listen. I don't know if you're new to this, but I eat because food. Can you guys see it? Chicken, homemade pickles. I have some Texas toast, ironic because these guys are from Texas. Mac and cheese and mashed yams. That's what I'm. Oh, I love you, friend.
telling you, this is the community that you've been praying for. And I'm going to say 88, 85.
So this is what it is. Kirsten said it. It's a cult. This right here, like what they have going on, this is a cult. It absolutely is. In every sense of the bite model, it's a cult. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, there's just no other way to put it. So Also,
I
I'm not
like
saying
it.
all Christianity is. I'm just saying what they're doing here and like how they've made their team, you know, how they've styled it is very cult-like. So
Yeah.
percent of the people that I preach for, and they're broken inside, I look at them right in their eyes and I say, who speaks into your life? First thing they do is they look at the ground, and 80 to 85% of them have nobody. And I say, if you will run with me in life,
Maybe they look to the ground because the intensity behind that question makes them uncomfortable. Maybe that part. I don't know.
I change your world because I'm real close to Jesus. And so they just start spending life with one another and spending life with people. Guys, this is the community you've probably always been looking for. Just jump in, try it out. I promise you.
if your job or business says we do life with each other, that is not a job or a business. That is a cult. Your job or your business, they're not supposed to be your family. Like, you could have family within it, like people that you love, that you or become your best friends, but as a whole, it's not meant to be the people you run to for everything. It's not what it's meant for. And when it becomes that, it's easy to manipulate. Looking through the comments. Don't think.
I was just going to read that one.
Yeah. Stop throwing Jesus into your opportunity. That'd be nice, right? I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
But they use Jesus as a way to manipulate people. It's gross.
This guy, in my opinion, has the same kind of energy as Ray Higdon.
I see some of that, especially like with this comment, I'm real close to Jesus. Are you though? Or do you just like saying you're better than other people?
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, you can have a family-like atmosphere in a work environment, but they can easily manipulate you when they say we're family, we're super close, we're like a family in this business. Like when you're interviewing and they're like, we're like a family. What that simply means is they're going to cross your boundaries. They're going to ask you to do stuff outside of your actual work hours and your job and stuff.
They're not questions that it's not their place to ask. It's crossing a boundary, but because they have that family-like, they think it's okay. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's going to help you spirit, soul, body, and can help you financially. This is what you've been looking for. Pat and Karen, I love y'all. Thank you so much.
I love you too, my friend. And you literally, y'all, JoJo flows very, very prophetically. And there are things that he shares with me and to 100,000 people on YouTube and other things. You just heard from a powerful voice in this nation. But you want to tell him, Pillar? He's
saying that he is a prophet in a sense. The person who just spoke prophetically is like they're speaking like a prophet. So that's what that means, which is really, really bad. So pretty much what he's saying is like what JoJo just said is like what God spoke through him. Essentially, it's like God spoke that through him.
How does another human determine somebody else is a prophet?
They don't.
That's weird. Yeah, we definitely need to find him on the YouTube.
Yeah, I was thinking of like doing a video on him, probably pissing him off a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Call out his not only MLM but his ministry manipulation and stuff. Boy, howdy.
Number two.
I do, because you made that perfectly able to go into the second pillar that we offer, and that is the community. And, I think for me personally, that was one of the things that has been so amazing to me, because as I mentioned, we traveled the world and we had a lot of acquaintances, friends and acquaintances, but this community has become like family to us. And it was literally, for me, was exactly what I was looking for. People that you could do life with and
get them healthy
and then ignite and awaken their dreams that they had let die. So I want to have some dear friends. We have known them for, oh my goodness, how long? 25 years, maybe. Done a lot of life together, a lot of ministry together, and just two of our dearest friends. I want Jamie and Michelle Montero to come on. They've traveled the world ministering God's love to
JJ, read
a
this.
generation. And I just want y'all to share about the community aspect of this program.
Pat and Karen, thank you so much for letting us share. It is, man, you listening to everybody speak already. It brings me back to a very emotional moment. I've had the opportunity to speak to a lot of teenagers. I was the actual first and only national youth evangelist for the headquarters of the Assemblies of God. And what I mean by that, I was headquartered out of the national office, and I had given my life to a generation. I had sacrificed literally everything to make.
Does anybody else think, because of the demographic that he just mentioned that he ministers to, is that how you say that? I don't know. It sounds weird.
Yep.
The youth.
Yep, that is.
Does anybody else think, oh, okay, well, he's just, I'm going to use the word grooming, but I mean it in the sense like he's talking to these people about Optivia when they're teenagers. And then when they turn 18, bam, okay, now you're legal. So now you can, join the team and you can be a part of this ministry. That's what this feels like to me. Ugh.
Sure that, hey, I want to tell people about Jesus. But what I found out is I was even sacrificing me. I was sacrificing my well-being. And I called a prayer meeting for a group of teenagers at a youth camp. It was my 199th youth camp that I was speaking, and it was in Alabama. And I'd called them to prayer, because how are they going to live it after camp if they can't even live it during camp? And so called it at 6 o'clock in the morning. It was their day of sleeping in. Long story short, my alarm went off 15 minutes before I was supposed to show up to lead this prayer meeting. And I kept snoozing it because I felt so bad. I was passing kidney stones at least one every 2 to 3 months. I lived in pain. My body was just riddled with pain, but I was having acid reflux. I was just a mess. And I contemplated missing and ditching that prayer meeting because I didn't feel good. And I ended up pulling myself out of bed, went to that prayer meeting, and I heard a teenager say, "We can start. He's here." They had been waiting for me. I showed up 15 minutes late. I walked in, started praying, and this is what the Lord asked me. "Jamie, when are you going to make me the Lord of your body?" And I remember saying, "Lord, you're the Lord of everything." And he said, "No, the one area you've never surrendered to me is the one area that dictates every part of your life." He said, "You surrender your body and I'll heal you." Long story short, that next week, actually about 3 days later, we reached out to our coaches, Pat and Karen, some of our dearest friends, people that we trusted, and said, "How can you help us?" I had dismissed this as a gimmick. I had heard about this for over 4 years and said, "There's no way you're going to gain your weight back, go back to unhealthy ways." But guess what? I lost 61 pounds in 8.5 weeks. I haven't passed a kidney stone since I started this plan. I feel better.
61 pounds in 8.5 weeks.
8.5?
That's what he said. 61 pounds. We can back it up if you want to, but I'm pretty sure. Let me know if I heard.
I think that's what he said. It just didn't hit as hard then. Like I didn't process it.
I know it took me a minute too. That's why I was like, wait, what? Did he just 61 pounds in 8.5 weeks?
That's really bad.
And he thinks that's healthy? That's
So
over
what-
15 pounds a week, to put that into perspective.
Yeah, that's a pound a day. You're supposed to
Wait,
do
did I do the math right? No, I didn't do the math right.
So 2 months is 8 weeks, right? That's 2 months is 8 weeks. 60 pounds, that's 30 pounds a month. And that's a pound a day.
A pound a day. Yeah, my math was weird. I apologize for that.
It took me an extra second to get it. My brain's still slow right now. That is 7 pounds a week. No, you were about right. It's like 7. Oh, you said 15. I thought you said 8. It's 7 pounds a week.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing.
You're supposed to do 1 to 2 pounds a week. 2 pounds is on the higher end.
Yes. Yeah, that's insane to me.
Yeah.
How can anybody think that that's healthy? I saw a comment too where somebody said here, that's faster than weight loss surgery.
Wow. It's because you're starving your body. So your body is in this state of just eating its fat.
Mm-hmm.
But don't worry, your metabolism is gone.
Yeah.
So when you stop doing Optivia fuelings, you're going to gain it back.
You're definitely going to gain weight. If you're eating 800 to 1200 calories a day, and then all of a sudden you start eating 14 or 1500 calories a day, which is not a substantial increase, but when your body is used to getting such a small amount of calories and all of a sudden you increase it by 300, your body's going to, 300, 400 calories a day, your body's going to hang on to everything because it's been starved for so long. It's going to be asking, okay, well, I'm not really sure when I'm going to be getting my next meal, so I'm going to hang on to this. I think that is the pain point, in my opinion, that Optivia brings people back into the 5-in-1 plan. I think that's exactly what happens. People get on this, they see the number on the scale changing very, very quickly, and they're like, oh my God. And then their friends and family are probably like, gosh, you're losing so much weight. What are you doing? They start asking, but I don't think they're necessarily asking in a good way. I think sometimes people maybe are asking them like, is everything okay? You're losing a lot of weight really quickly, which is a sign. Typically when you go to the doctor, that's one of the reasons they say, have you experienced any weight loss or weight gain, like rapid weight loss or weight gain? Because that's one of the factors or symptoms, if you will, of something else going on in your body. And so I think that is the pain point that these people use, in my opinion. Somebody loses a bunch of weight, they get compliments, and they're like, okay, I did this for 8 weeks or 8.5 weeks or whatever he said, and then he starts eating real food and they gain weight. Okay, I'm going to do another cycle of this, or however they word it. And I think that's really dangerous.
Yeah. So what Kristen said I have something to say with it. She said, and you need to see mental health professionals when you do that surgery, the weight loss surgery. The weight loss could really mess with the head. Yes, and actually, oftentimes there's a quite a large amount of people who get divorces after one of them has lost a significant amount of weight. I heard that from someone who talks about weight loss surgeries professionally. So yeah, because like you said, it changes their world. It messes with their head. If they are not prepared in the proper way, if they don't, and sometimes it happens anyway, right? If they don't take the proper steps, it could happen. And sometimes it just happens anyway, because maybe your partner doesn't like the changes, maybe you whatever. But yeah, it's a big deal to lose that much in that little time.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight really quickly. Long term, he's changing how his body metabolism works, which makes him dependent on that fueling and could have some dangerous side effects that are lifelong. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
God, this is so crazy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Than I ever have before. Why? Because I made the Lord of every part of my life, especially my body. Guys, that's how this community works, is you invite people to be a part of something that, like Karen said, they didn't even know that they needed. I remember on that conversation, Pat said something that wrecked me. He said, Jamie, mark my words, your best friends, you don't even know yet, but a year from now, they'll be in your life. Can I tell you, my best friends in life didn't come from the ministry. My best friends came from this community, people that you're going to, when you sign up as a client, your coach is going to add you to a bunch of different communities, different support pages. People are going to begin to root you on that you didn't even know existed. And all of a sudden you're going to feel a kindred spirit. You're going to begin to cheer them on like they're cheering you on. And that's the greatness of this community. Shelly, share your story a little bit.
I want to specifically speak to just wives in ministry. Many times we find ourselves in the shadows of our husbands. And, that was me for the majority of our marriage. We started, we had 3 beautiful children, or we have 3 beautiful children, and jumping into ministry, Jamie was traveling constantly. He was gone all the time. So I found myself like a single mom raising 3 kids, and during that time, I lost my identity. And, it was a really lonely period. And, and
Pain points.
the walls of my home became my prison. And, I was empty on the inside. I was lonely. I started to battle depression. A lot like Dave, I hated the reflection in the mirror. I mean, literally, I would look in the mirror just to do my hair, and I would walk away and not go back. And, the mirror reflects not only our faces, but all of our deep insecurities. And I could probably say that I was one of the most insecure women that there was. I allowed my reflection, my appearance to dictate my purpose and my value. The mirror reflects not only our faces, but truly our deep, deep insecurities. And, and I started realizing, probably my turning point for me was inviting God into this journey. I could not do this alone. I had tried everything you could possibly think of, and I had failed at every single one of them. All those yo-yo diets that are temporary. And, I invited Jesus into this journey. It was something that I prayed for. And little did I know, I was praying for this very community, this program that literally changed my life. It saved my life and changed my life. I lost 54 pounds. I went from high risk in heart disease to low risk. And a lot like what Pat said, our heart disease runs rampant on my mom's side. Everybody on her side has passed away. They've either had a stroke or heart attack. And so, I just invited God on this journey, and it changed everything for me.
But here's the best part, and this is, we're going to hand it back over to Pat and Karen, but please, guys, remember to reach out to the person that invited you, because if they had enough guts to invite you, that means they want to walk beside you. But can I tell you the best part about this? Yes, she lost 54 pounds. I loved her.
No, it's because they want to make money off of you. They don't care about walking beside you. That's weird.
That part.
That's a weird thing to say. Because they want to walk beside you. No, that's literally not why they invite you here. It's so that you can buy the products. First and foremost, the number one is so that they can make commissions off of you and or hopefully make money off of you as part of their downline. First and foremost. Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
Yep.
I've always loved her the same. I lost 61 pounds. Can I tell you, I got my bride back. I can see her stand and shine on a stage where before she hid or she ducked her head with lack of confidence. Can I tell you, when you reach out to your coach and you're a part of this community, they'll lend you confidence until you can get your own. That's the best part about this plan, is the community, because they'll help love you back to life. Pat and Karen, thanks for letting us share.
That's powerful.
It was so powerful. And I love that you said that, because Shelley, actually through this community, we created a safe place for wives, for women to come together, called SheEO. And it's a Facebook page where we created.
Okay, I just had a thought real quick before we move into this part of it. If the risk factors for heart disease, just going by what she was saying, hang tight with me here, guys, you're at a higher risk for being overweight. If your body is malnourished, you're not taking in enough calories to operate your body, wouldn't that also increase the risk factors of some sort of a heart-related event or something else happening within the body? Am I the only one that's thinking that way?
Can you say that again?
If she's saying that being overweight, okay, you guys are on the same track. I'm gonna try and word this better. If she's saying her risk factors were higher because she was overweight for a heart attack, heart disease, some sort of a heart-related event, and they're pushing Optivia like they are, which is a very restrictive 800 to 1200-ish calories a day, wouldn't that also increase risk factors, the malnourishing part of this, for a heart-related event as well?
Depending on how fast she loses that weight, it can place a lot of it can place a lot of stress on the heart.
Yeah.
So, yeah, potentially.
Okay. I know I was wording that weird. I was trying to process that. And it took me a little bit after she said that, because I was like, wait, but if you're not getting the nutrients, it's going to impact your body. Well, if it's going to impact your body, it could also impact your heart, amongst other things, you know? So, okay, you guys, thank you guys for bearing with me on how I got that out. I appreciate y'all.
In this community where women can come together to empower, to equip, to encourage each other without any competition, but just cheering each other on in biblical life, in business, in CEO.
Powerful.
It's a powerful place. And, you know, so that was created through this community. So I love it. And then, of course, we've already mentioned the Habits of Health system that literally teaches us those habits of health. And we do a weekly Zoom called Coffee with Clients. Anybody can join in on that, where we actually walk through the Habits of Health system, strictly based off of Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson's book, and helping clients to achieve that healthy goal. And then also we have those fuelings. And so I'm going to ask Rick Curry to come on. And
Rick's a crazy evangelist.
Yes. So you go ahead.
Yeah, Rick's kind of crazy, y'all. And so he's one of my favorite people in the whole world. He speaks all over the world. And he's going to talk about the fourth pillar. And then we're going to share about the plan. Yeah. And we're going to bring this to a close and leave it open for question and answers, answer some tough questions. Yeah. But and some good questions. But my friend Rick travels all over. He leads some pretty incredible moves of God. And Rick, jump on and talk, tell your story real quick and talk about the fuelings.
Okay, thank you, Pat and Karen, so much. And thank all of you for joining us tonight on the Healthy Ministry Zoom. And we just love being here. Look, I preached my first sermon on my wife's 16th birthday. Started pastoring, we're 19 years old. We've now been in the ministry 42 years and 3 months. And we will celebrate 43 years of ministry this Thursday. To say we've done this all of our lives is absolutely the truth. She and I met at a youth camp when we were about 15, and I still can't get over it. So anyway, we've done ministry. We know ministry. We travel full time right now. Here's what I know. We've pastored, we've authored books, we've planted churches, we've done all of that. But I know coming into 2019, I found myself exactly where I had been every other year. And that was, I was dreaming about a resolution, all of my resolutions for the new year. As a matter of fact, I joined the program about this time of the year because I'd been struggling coming into 2019. I made all of those familiar resolutions. We're going to go further. We're going to reach more. We're going to pray more often. We're going to really begin to reach out and change the lives. And oh, by the way, this is my year to get healthy. This is my year to lose the weight. This is my year to begin to take care of myself again. Here was my problem coming into 2019. I had a resolution that was a repeat of every year before me, but had not yet been realized in my life. But coming into 2019, I really had a revelation. I felt like the Lord ministered to me and said that he was going to begin to renew the mind and restore the bodies of leaders for the days that we were coming into. And I literally just stopped and said, look, I'm all in. I need both of those. And so we begin to pull ourselves into the hope of that. But the reality was I was coming into my 60th year. By the way, I'm 62 years old now. So I'm officially the geriatric representative on this young council, I suppose, which is really kind of a disgusting thought. But nonetheless, here we are. But I was coming into my 60th year. My doctor told me I was super morbidly obese. Had no hope. I was on nine different medications and slept every night, tethered to the table with sleep apnea while I was preaching multiple times a week and planting churches and trying to give hope to a multitude. But I had none myself. I was actually pushing my car one day. The car had broken down, had no money to get it fixed. I was pushing it, and my coach called me while I was pushing my car. And he said, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" I said, "I don't want to talk to you right now." We talked about the program a minute, and I began to say, "Look, I'm all in." Look, since that time, since I said yes, I've lost more than 115 pounds. I'm off 8 of my 9 medications. All of the diabetes medicines I was on, hypertension, high cholesterol, all of that is gone. Sleep apnea, I had a perfect sleep study test. No longer.
These are all health claims.
Yeah.
Every bit of this is a health claim.
I just want to say, like, I'm very happy for this guy. Like, I know that his health claims are shit and they're bad, but I also want to say, like, you know, good for him for losing weight and when he knows that he needed to for his health. And 150 pounds is a lot. And he could have done it in a different way that might have been a little better.
And
but
safer.
Honestly, much safer. Absolutely. But honestly, like, I think that's such a big deal, like, to lose all of that weight. However, the point is, Optivia is just another diet like any other diet. So it's not Optivia that helped him lose the weight. Any diet could have done that. He could have done keto, he could have done whatever and lost the weight. He did it. He did it. But he's never going to say that he did it on his own. He's going to say Optivia did it for him. No, he could have put any diet in there and done it. But
especially with this extreme, not that we are
and the
endorsing this by any means.
And like, yeah. I mean, it's definitely not a healthy thing to do, and he shouldn't have done it this way. But Optivia, there's nothing special about it. It's not this like amazing, wonderful weight loss thing at all. It's just another fad diet. So I hope for him, I'm glad he had success. However, I really, really hope he continues to, because the moment he gets off Optivia, it will all be different for him. And I really, really, really hope that he doesn't gain weight back and put himself in that position again.
I think that's the scariest part of all of that.
And that's the issue with diets. That's the issue with diet culture is you could lose weight. You could lose a drastic amount of weight. However, that doesn't mean you did it in a healthy way. It doesn't mean you did something like maybe you had some issues going on because of your weight, right? Sometimes it happens and you lost it and those issues are gone. That's great. However, those things aren't sustainable. And this drastic weight loss, weight gain, weight loss, weight gain is not good for your body. So while he lost the weight, and that is great, good for him, he also is taking advantage and manipulating people of faith to join this diet that they're likely not going to have the same thing as him. Like, they're not going to have the same success that he had. And if they do, and they decide to get off Optivia, which they likely will have to because their health will, their body is going to start to do stuff if it's not getting the proper nutrients. Their labs are going to come back. Some issues are going to start happening. Their metabolism is going to be wrecked and they're going to gain the weight back, which is so disheartening and heartbreaking.
Yeah, and I think that's something that you and I can both confidently speak on because we went through that, repairing our metabolism after we both got out of our MLMs and had to repair everything.
Yeah.
Because of the restriction and all of that stuff that we've talked about, it's sad. And, there's so many people out there that are feeling hopeless because of the number on the scale, amongst other things. And in my opinion, these are people that are preying on that pain point, and there's people, there's people that are like, well, that's sales. Well, sales does not include spiritual and emotional manipulation.
Absolutely.
Sales is when this is just them trying to redefine what sales really is. Mm-hmm. Sales is, hey, I'm looking for a product that does this or that or whatever. And you go and you find it and you buy it at the store. And there's no spiritual or emotional manipulation. You find it on Amazon, you find it in your favorite store, you buy it, you go home, that's it. Like that's it. There's none of this extra stuff. I mean, I've even seen, I did a video, I have a video coming out on Bob Heilig, who is an MLM coach and uses many of these same types of things.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about qualifying people. Is this somebody I really want on my team? Is this somebody that I really want to work with? And instead of that person coming to them and asking, them asking questions, he starts asking them really personal questions to the point where, or I interpreted that as very personal questions because he was trying to emotionally manipulate this person, in my opinion, for them to say, okay, I'm ready to start. That's all that was. But in a regular sales transaction, it's, hey, I'd like to buy this. I'm going to buy this. And then I'm going to go home and I'm going to use it or whatever that thing is. You know what I mean? So all this extra stuff is just, in my opinion, how MLMs justify what they're doing. They think they're serving. They think what they're doing is, oh no, I'm just being really thorough in my conversation with this person. No, you're emotionally manipulating that person so that they are like, oh my God, this is my answer for everything. This person is in ministry. He believes in God and he's going to help me with all of this stuff along with losing weight and liking who I see in the mirror. Those two things should not be related.
Yeah.
Sales are sales.
Yeah.
This is manipulation.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if you go into Best Buy and you want to get a TV, I mean, sure, they're going to try to push you to get an expensive TV. They want the commission. But also, if you say, no, I think I'm leaning more towards this, then okay. They're still going to let you get that TV. Like, they're like, okay, yeah, this, they might push the boundaries a little bit, but they're not manipulating you. They're not taking your emotions and messing with them. They're not like doing what people in MLMs do. It's not that serious. Like, sure, there are sales tactics they can use to get you to buy the expensive TV.
Yeah.
But
or upselling. That's
Yeah.
That's sales.
But like, that's sales. This is not the same thing. Yeah. They are not the same thing. And like you said, it's just, because I've heard that often too. It's like, it's just sales.
It's not.
No, it's absolutely not sales.
Right.
Also, the commission you get in sales is usually a lot better than what you get in MLM, to be honest.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed.
Okay, I press 3.
I have sleep apnea. 62 this morning. I did a 1-hour aerobic spin class. I've done 150 push-ups today, and I'm radically changing my life. And guess what? I'm loving it. You know why? Because in this amazing plan that Dr. Anderson and his incredible team begin to create, they created these dynamic fuelings, guys, that we just simply get to eat and lose the weight and get healthy, and our lives and our bodies begin to be transformed. And in a really great way, at the beginning of 2019, none of us knew that COVID loomed on the horizon. As a matter of fact, when I had COVID in 2020, my doctor told me, had it not been for this program, that my family would have buried me.
No.
And like many other ministers.
It's not the program, though. That's the thing. Like, you could have picked any diet. That's the thing. Like, he lost a significant amount of weight and he needed to lose it. He chose a way that I don't think he should have done, but he could have done it with potentially any diet. It was not Optivia. It wasn't. And this is that I do not believe his doctor said that. I believe his doctor said with the weight loss, right?
Right.
With all the other issues he had going on that he no longer has going on, but it wasn't Optivia. He could have done it with literally any diet. And the sad part is, I hope that, first off, I hope he leaves Optivia, but I hope that he's okay with the issues that happen once you leave. Like the weight gain, the metabolism healing, all of that. That's the sad part about this. And that's what makes me so sad for him. Is, you know, once they leave, which they likely will, because after 10 years, 90% of people in MLMs have left. That part is the hardest. That's something that, and I'm being, and you might be like, Julie Jo, why are you giving him the benefit? Like, why are you, being positive about it? Dude, he lost 150 pounds. I mean, he did. As someone who's lost a significant amount of weight in their MLM, and I was feeling like I was looking amazing. I was so happy I lost the weight. I didn't realize how tired I was. I didn't realize, because I was not eating enough calories. It's kind of like Optivia, but just Arbonne. I did not realize, how exhausted I was. I did not realize that I looked like green almost. I had no color. My eyes were dark. I was just exhausted. And once I stopped and I started eating normally, I gained 60 pounds because my metabolism was ruined and my body was trying to hold on to every possible thing. And it's so difficult, even for me still today. I'm working on it, obviously, healing my metabolism, not losing weight. Healing my metabolism has been my goal. And it's so—
And building muscle, because you're a bad mama jamma.
I sure am. And it's so sad for me, I guess, because I've been him in a small, in a sense, right? I didn't lose 150 pounds, but I lost 40, right? And so I've been him. And it's just, I think I'm just so sad because I know what's to come and how difficult it was. And so it just makes me so sad. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, Rachel. Rachel said, prove it killed my metabolism, working on it now. You're not alone. That definitely was me. I was intermittent fasting every single day. There were times where I would brag about eating 1 gram of carb a day, which is, and at the time I was running. So I was doing endurance running, not crazy, but I was training for a half marathon. I was playing basketball and burning 1,100 calories on a Friday night. I don't know how I did it. And it definitely wasn't because of the ketones. All right. I think it was just my body trying to survive. Also, Karina said building that dump truck.
True. My butt is looking pretty freaking spiffy, I'll tell you that.
Love to see it.
Saw my leg presses the other day, man. They're pretty intense. 4 45s on each side? Yes, ma'am.
Say it louder.
4 45s on each side. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we received that here.
How many reps? 8.
Oh.
How many reps? 8.
Okay.
All right.
We love to see it.
That was great.
Yeah, I understand completely where you're coming from with being worried about him, because it's are you going to be on Optivia forever? Are you going to be on this calorie restriction forever? Well, their own disclaimer says 12 weeks. What happens after the 12 weeks if we're going by their disclaimer?
And it's the same thing with keto, though, right? You should not do keto long term. Literally, you shouldn't. If you're doing keto right now, this is no disrespect. Medically, you should not do keto long term. So it's like when someone stops keto, right? And they start taking in carbs again. They have to do it in a very specific way if they don't want to gain all their weight back.
Yeah. And I mean, it's inevitable. Of course. I mean, you guys all saw it. I gained weight when I finally was I'm not doing any of this.
Yeah.
I'm just, there's no reason that I should be, and maybe we should have given a trigger warning. I apologize, because we're talking about food and stuff like that, but I shouldn't have been afraid of carbs, but I was afraid of carbs. And carbs, for the way that I work out, are fuel. My body needs them.
Literally, if you want the muscle, you literally need that.
And it's true. And when I look back at pictures of when I was keto and drinking an absurd amount of ketones, I had no shape to my body. Yeah, exactly. I was super thin. Now I have curve to my body. I have this glow. I don't have any makeup on right now. I have this glow to my skin. I actually have muscle now. And it's crazy because I now understand, having gone through that and rebuilding my metabolism and working with a dietitian and working with professionals, I understand how my body needs carbs in order to fuel, and that I don't need to be scared of it. So I understand completely what you're saying about him and what he could go through on the other side of this, because if they're coaching their people to only be on this for 12 weeks, what happens after the 12 weeks? Well, they start introducing food, which is going to cause them to gain weight.
It's obvious too, and this might also make me sad, that this has impacted him in such a huge way.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, I hate this for him because of what's to come.
Yeah. And I mean, we see the same kind of things that JJ and I are talking about. You know, I was in Prove It. JJ was in Arbonne. Cheryl said this. She was a part of Beachbody. I'm afraid of vegetables. Yeah, I'm afraid of vegetables because of those dang containers. You know, it happens not just in Optivia. It happens in health and wellness multi-level marketing companies where there is pressure for you to look a certain way and to take that process, whatever it is for the company, to the extreme because of how it looks on social media. If you look the part, you're going to sell and you're going to recruit. And that's essentially what all of this is about, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Had no retirement and nothing to leave my family, but some pretty good stories and some not so good stories. But we begin to get on the journey, and it really began to work, and it began to radically impact our lives. We love the fuelings. We love the nutrition side of this program. I loved what Karen said when she said the fuelings are only 25% of the program. It's amazingly true. But boy, what a 25% of the program they are. Because look at here, you know, it's chocolate chip pancakes. Don't feel sorry for me, man. I ate chocolate chip pancakes this morning. I may eat my last fueling today and get me a chocolate chip pancake if I want one. I eat cereal. Don't y'all go feeling bad for me. And in the middle of all that, I'm saving money in a major way. Look, I want to encourage you about.
Sir, how are you saving money in a major way? What I think maybe he should have said was, I'm making so much more money now that I'm recruiting into a multi-level marketing company. We know the price of Optivia. We know that it's not cheaper. You still have to buy your lean and green meals. And you have these little tiny fuelings. You get these bright, colorful boxes. It's like $300 a month or something like that just for that. Well, if you're a family, you have kids, a spouse, you still have to buy groceries. How is this saving money? Yeah. Is your entire family like it just doesn't make any the math does not make any sense. Yeah, you're making money off recruiting.
This made me giggle. Chocolate chip pancakes for ants. They're probably tiny.
They probably, I mean, I can't, they're probably like a silver dollar pancake. Like, you know what I mean? We both did the same thing. I was doing it down here. Freaking crazy, man.
Coaches claim they save you money because you aren't going to Starbucks anymore.
Ugh. You know what? Go to Starbucks.
That's a dumb.
That's so weird. Go to Starbucks, get your favorite drink.
Wow. Listen, I won't go to Starbucks. I'll just go to the more expensive coffee shop around the corner. That's better.
Oh, I love that for you.
That's so funny. Anyway.
About the fuelings and the food and all of that. It really is amazing. One of the things that I learned from Dr. Anderson, literally by the writing of his own hand in his book, he begins to say how donuts, cookies, candy, sodas, and French fries. You know what they used to do for me? In his book, he said they will rev you up. These are his words, not mine. They rev up, they turn you on, and they stimulate you. And I was like, well, you know, living in Pensacola now, everybody knows that the static on the AM channel is the hot ones like going off downtown at the donut shop. But nonetheless, here's what Dr. A said. Those foods rev up your insulin pump. They turn on your fat storage, and they stimulate inflammation in your body. So what I began to do is I said yes to the program. I eat the 5 fuelings every day. It's incredible. I love them. They're healthy. They're amazing. It's simple to do. I've eaten those fuelings on airplanes and everywhere we go and travel in the ministry. It really is the simplest thing. And all of the people that we've coached would verify it's just such a simple program to follow. So we love that side of it. And we are loving the plan and what it's doing. And I want to encourage you. It really is, as someone stated earlier, I believe it's David, who said this really is a call to action. You may be in your 30s, you may be in your 50s, you may be 60 like me. You may be 62 actually like me. But you know what? This is the time to say yes. It's time to take back our health, take back our future. And this program has allowed us to transform our lives and our future. And Jennifer and I are both so very thankful coming into our 43rd anniversary. So I want to encourage you to reach out tonight. Don't delay, don't wait. Don't say Christmas is a few days off. Go ahead, say yes to right now. And then what happens is, as soon as Christmas is over, you start just like me. It's time to go. Let's go get this done. And we love it and we appreciate it.
Don't you guys find it interesting that he's like, just go ahead and get it now and start it after the first of the year? Well, he wants the sales now. He wants you to join the team now.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hate this.
What a jinx.
So much. Thank you, Pat and Karen, for saying yes. And we love the program. So thanks for letting us share a minute.
My brother, thank you. That was powerful. I remember that day that J.M. Kilpatrick called you in. And now we get to hear from Yolanda, one of our friends, and then you're going to hear how the plan works, what the 5-in-1 works, and that's the biggest part of everything we're going to do. And then we're going to wrap it up. But and you're going to hear from a couple of other friends, and we're going to take our time with this for just a moment.
Monica.
But I want to bring on our friend, Yolanda Perry. We call her worldwide. She's a prophet. She speaks all over the world, and she's very dear to us. Yolanda, yeah, she's family. She's family. She's got a bedroom.
She's a
here in our
prophet?
house, doesn't she?
Everyone on
And
this
so,
prophet, Aaron.
we love her so much. She's a part of our team, and she's changed a lot.
Everyone on this team's a prophet.
Okay, well, I'm a prophet too then.
Me too.
We're all prophets.
Lives, and she's really ministered a lot to us. Yolanda, take over.
Well, thank you so much, Pat and Karen. I appreciate your yes so much. You know, in 2017, I ended up in the hospital out of nowhere. I had just lost probably over 60 pounds on some other weight loss plan. I wasn't so much focusing on health, but I did lose a lot of weight.
Did you guys hear that? I lost 60 pounds on some other weight loss plan. I wonder what she was doing that she lost the 60 pounds. I wonder what the time frame was. Oh, she's not going to tell us that part, but I bet she's going to include that 60 pounds in her total weight loss because that tracks.
But I ended up in the hospital in ICU unconscious for 5 days. And when I woke up from those 5 days and my son was telling me what happened, that I was gone for 5 days, I couldn't even believe it. I remember.
But you're not going to tell us what? Clearly, this is an important part of your story, but your vagueness, it's a little odd to me. What is that? What did you get?
They gave me a spoon for my Chipotle bowl.
You got a Chipotle bowl.
Yes, I love Chipotle.
I love
Riley,
that.
can I have a fork?
I remember waking up and just pondering that after he told me that and realizing that God had kept me here for a reason. I didn't ask God why that happened to me, but I did ask him 2 questions. I asked him, why did I get to live? And I asked him, why did I have to live? And I promised God that I would do whatever it is he would tell me to do. I had been traveling some, but hadn't really launched out into full-time ministry at that time. But after that ordeal, part of my treatment plan was steroids. And very shortly, I put on all the weight I had taken off and then some. So I ended up in 3 years of trying to figure out how to get this weight off. Nothing I had done before would work. And I'll never forget being so desperate. I typically ask God about everything, but I had never asked him for help in losing weight. But this time I was so desperate, I started asking God, please give me an answer. And in February of 2020, I actually went on a 3-day fast, asking for an answer, wrote it on my whiteboard, top of the whiteboard I needed a way to lose weight. And I'll never forget, on the second day of that fast, I was in my kitchen. I was going through some mail, junk mail. My daughter had had a double lung transplant. We weren't staying in our house for 2 months. So I had all this mail piled up. And I was just going through some. And I had this mail from Derek Prince. He's an old faith minister, passed away many years ago. And I had this mail from him. But I was just going through it and tearing it up. And I took the piece of mail and I looked at it. And as I tore it up, I heard in my spirit, don't tear that one up. And I was like, ooh, I guess he's too anointed. Don't tear that up. I went to the drawer in the kitchen, true story, grabbed some tape, and I taped the letter back together. Here's the letter that was torn apart. I kept it and I kept working, and I heard, if you don't read it now, you won't read it. And I said, gosh, it must be serious. I started reading this letter. Interestingly enough, on the front of this letter, this says entrepreneurial faith. I thought, that's interesting. He talks about fasting. He talks about prayer. He talks about witchcraft. I just never saw him thinking. I thought about him talking about entrepreneurial faith. But I read the letter. Second page of the letter said these words and spoke to me. He said that God spoke to him in 1964 and said, in order for you to fulfill the ministry that I have for you, you will need a strong, healthy body, and you're putting on too much weight. You better see to that. I fell back in my chair in my kitchen, and I thought, if God is talking to me through somebody in the grave, he's serious with me.
I will take things that didn't happen for 500, Alex. Okay, thanks.
And a responsibility to do something about it. That day, I picked up my phone. I called my coach, or I didn't call him. I texted him and I said, whatever this is that you and your wife are doing, I need to be doing that. In a few days, I was signed up for this program. I traveled the nations and I preached the gospel. That girl on the left side in that picture with all of me hanging out, I was in South Africa preaching the gospel like that. I would go and preach and I would go back to my hotel, and then I was miserable. I could not even enjoy the fruit of what God was letting me experience in ministry. But when I made the decision that day and I got started on this plan, I knew there was something different about this. I also asked God that day, I said, why didn't anything else I tried before work again? He said, because I'm not just blessing you to lose weight. I'm also going to bless you financially through this. And I will tell you that God has been so true to his word. Part of what I'm supposed to talk about is, why does this work for people in ministry? Because it encompasses everything.
Dang, that was good too. I was just filling in what she was saying.
Fill it in.
Why does it work in ministry? Because people trust you and you're spiritually and emotionally manipulating them to spend money with you. There it is. End of the Zoom. No, I'm just kidding.
These comments are great.
The what? The comments?
Reading comments.
I know. Y'all are amazing. I feel like let's check in real quick. How's everybody doing? Everybody good?
Yeah, I think we're almost done. We have like 10 minutes left. So.
Oh, my Apple Watch Siri said she was good too. Siri, how you doing?
Hey, I can't complain. Thanks for asking.
That's awesome.
Siri, chill.
We love that for you, Siri.
That we needed to do, not just be healthy, but also take care of the finances. Many of the nations that I go to cannot send for me, but I don't need them to, because God has given me a gift that allows me to go and be the blessing that he always called me to be to the nations that he's called me to. Why does this work for people in ministry?
Because, let's talk about this for a second. In ministry, it is not a well-paid gig unless you're doing something bad, right?
Bad like what?
Joel Osteen.
Okay.
Right? Unless you're like taking money from the church. And Kenneth Copeland, right? Like, you can become a millionaire minister, but you're likely doing something sketchy with the money that people are giving to the church. And you're likely selling a lot of your books and stuff. Like Joel Osteen rarely uses the Bible. He uses his books to teach from. But these people on here, let's add another layer of vulnerability. They're not making much money. This is why betrayal trauma runs deep in MLMs and in religious circles. You can't question authority. Yeah, absolutely, Emily. That's really good. But they don't make a lot of money. So that's another thing to add on to that layer is you need money. It's like the single mom thing, you know, like you need an extra source of income. And like, that's what a lot of people in MLMs prey on. Same thing with people in ministry. You're not making much money. Yeah. Kenneth Copeland. Oh my God. I can't. I'm gonna do a video over him. He's wild.
As you should.
He's wild.
As you should.
Because as 3 John 2 says, we will prosper and be in good health, even as our soul prospers. And I can tell you firsthand that when God put this gift in my hand, he was true to his word, that he would not just cause me to be in good health, he would prosper me and cause me to be in good health as my soul prospers. And everything that has been mentioned here tonight has been a part of that process for me. And I am so grateful for the yeses that happened before me. And I'm honored that I get to say yes so that so many others can be blessed by this gift as well.
Okay. I feel like, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like she's using scripture, 1, 2, maybe 3 sentences. But I guarantee you, if you go and you look at the entire paragraph.
Yeah, she's misquoting.
Yeah, like if you go through the whole story, it's not going to be leading somebody to Optivia. You know what I mean? I know that I'm wording that.
They're leaving out the historical context of it too. Like a lot of times when you don't have the proper education when it comes to the Bible and you're teaching it, you're leaving out the Greek, right? What does it mean in Greek? What does it actually translate to? You're leaving out the historical context. She's likely just using it because it sounds good.
Yeah. Well, and it's allowing her to continue to do what she's doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Manipulate people, in my opinion, spiritually and emotionally.
Yes.
She's like, listen, we're going to get your body in line. We're going to get you spiritually in line. And because of that, you're going to financially prosper. Notice that her standpoint in this is not necessarily to lose weight. Hers is about making money. So she's essentially talking about recruiting and using the Bible to back her up in doing that.
Yeah. And she's using those like trigger words in the Bible, like prosper and different things like that. Like those are words in the Bible that you hear often.
Jay, this comment, the communion wafer isn't part of the fuelings. I love that.
They bring their own, Jay.
Their own fuelings, the chocolate chip pancake. That's what they substitute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Well, thank you again so much for letting me share, Pat and Karen.
Wow.
You always fire us up and stir our spirit, man. And we just love you so much.
Yeah.
You know, tonight, if you're watching, whether it's via on Zoom or on the Facebook page, or somebody sent this video to you, you've heard it alluded to coaching a lot. And, you know, there's 4 streams in the Garden of Eden. I'm not going to go through that, but I believe you should have 4 streams of wealth. We're writing a book about it. That he takes joy in your prosperity, gives you the ability to create wealth. And we probably won't get into any of that tonight because first off, you have to be a client. You have to take your health back. But I will say to every minister out there, I might go into it a little bit towards the very end. But everybody that's watching, I want to tell you, I'm going to say something and you're going to hear how the 5-in-1 plan works. When you begin to take back your health, it will blow your mind how Father begins to open up other things for you. Right. It is a biblical principle. And with that, I'm going to ask David and Deanna to jump in, share the 5-in-1 plan, what we actually do and the cost of it. You've already heard it tastes great. You've already heard we have 4 pillars: the coach, the community, the habits of health, and the fuelings. But they're going to share for a moment on what the plan is. And then again, when we get done.
You've already heard it tastes great. I don't think Hannah.
Where?
don't think Hannah thinks it tastes great. Who is the other person that did a video?
Brianna Jewell. She did the
Brianna
first
Jewell.
video about the Optivia fueling.
She definitely does not think that they taste great.
Mm-hmm.
Not one bit. So I feel like maybe you're not being truthful here. What is his name? Pat?
Pat.
Can I call you Pat? Okay. Yeah.
Tonight, or if you're watching a video later, send this out to friends.
Sorry to stop us so quickly. But he mentioned something earlier, like probably just like 10 seconds before this, when he said he's talking about like, here, hold on. I need to play like just a little bit. Hold on. Let me play this.
I'm going to say something and you're going to hear how the 5-in-1 plan works. When you begin to take back your health, it will blow your mind how Father begins to open up other things for you.
Okay, that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. What he's saying is you're pretty much going to be given more, right? You're going to have more opportunities. The Lord's going to grant you more, essentially is what he's saying, with this. Once you take your body back, once you do this, he's saying God is pretty much going to open more doors for you.
I just thought of something.
What?
I bet you they do not do objection training within this team because they're not going to get any objections because the people that they're trying to recruit are going to be people within their ministry.
Yeah.
And they're going to go, oh, he believes in me. He sees greatness in me. So he wants to work with me on this. I guarantee you they're not even talking about objections because they're selling to their ministry. Oh,
absolutely.
It is a biblical principle. And with that, I'm going to ask David and Deanna to jump in, share the 5-in-1 plan, what we actually do and the cost of it. You've already heard it tastes great. You've already heard we have 4 pillars: the coach, the community, the habits of health, and the fuelings. But they're going to share for a moment on what the plan is. And then again, when we get done tonight, or if you're watching a video later, send this out to friends. I've saw so many key ministers that are on this call tonight that are either already a part or going to be a part. And it works. David and Deanna.
Hey guys, so I'm kind of with Rick. This is my favorite part of the program, just because it's easy, right?
If you get this comment, you get this comment. Because so in certain denominations, it's like, may God be with you and also you. Like, it's like a thing that, and there's other ways to say it, but this is so funny because like at the end of the service, they'll say something like that. Optivia, if you get it.
Made me think of Oprah. You get a car. You get a car. You get a car.
I saw that video for the first time the other day, like the actual video.
Yeah.
And she really was like that.
Yeah, she really was like that. I think I watched that episode when it was on, but we don't need to talk about that.
Pastor and a minister. Oh, sometimes there's not a difference, but also minister can be like the pastor is like a leader of the church or like a leader of a sector of the church. Minister is like someone who works in ministry oftentimes. And by that, it's like, doesn't have to be a leader of a sector of the church, but like.
It's more of a broad term, a general term.
Yeah, for someone who works in ministry. Yeah. So.
You could have like many hats.
Yes. But yeah, it does. But minister is a broader term. Like you said, pastor is more like leader of the church or like leader of a sect. Like I was a youth pastor, but also called like youth minister as well. It just depends. It just depends.
Oh my God, your comments, you guys, y'all are incredible people. Every time we go live and I see the comments, I'm like, these are definitely our people. They get us.
Oh my God, Katie. Oh my God. Angel to Mary. You will have a gift to share with the world. A child? Nope. Optivia starter kit. Get to Bethlehem and spread the word. It's so funny.
'Tis the season.
The bigger the hat, the closer to God.
Oh my God.
Are all busy. Blink if you're busy, right? And what I love most is that how simple this is, how effective it is, and how easy it is to follow. So it doesn't matter if you're a pastor of a church, if you're a corporate executive, if you're a traveling missionary, if you're a stay-at-home mama, it doesn't matter. If you literally can count to 6 and tell time, drink some healthy water, and get some good sleep, you can follow this program. I mean, it literally, guys, it is that.
Healthy water as opposed to unhealthy water?
I was thinking the same thing. What is healthy water?
That simple. So most people start on what we call the 5-in-1. It's right here. It's 5 fuelings that we ship directly to your house at Big O, all those colorful boxes up there, and 1 lean and green meal that you prepare for yourself or you eat out. We share.
I guarantee you people are not eating out there for their lean and green meal because they cannot control, just like you see on this plate.
Yep.
You know, when you go to a restaurant, let's say they go to Chili's or Applebee's or something like that, and there's a sauce on it. Oh, can I get it without the sauce? And can I only have like a half a cup of vegetables? They're not going to do that. As restrictive as this eating is, they're not going to do that. They're going to eat at home, which, okay, cool. But, or you can eat out. Please don't make it sound like you could. This is so flexible. You can do this how you want to. We know that's not the case.
With you as your coaches, what Optivia has put together, we share with you exactly what that looks like. All right, guys, this program is the basics of it. The chemistry behind it is a low fat, low.
Yeah, I saw that. I wanted to talk. You can't have carrots? Why not?
So
Do they hate bunnies?
keto was like this too. Carrots were a big no-no, and it's because I think it breaks down into sugar.
Can we not like make veggies scary?
Right.
Freaking weird.
Hi. Vegetables are healthy. Okay. All right.
Like, don't be weird. It's just a carrot. Like, let's be
Don't
real.
be weird. Put that on a t-shirt. Don't be weird. It's just a carrot.
Food is not more like there's no moral good, moral bad with food. They need to stop that snap. I don't like it.
Yeah. Jessica says carrots have too much sugar.
Well, then that's gonna be my dessert tonight.
I love carrots with some ranch. Absolutely. You got to have the ranch with the carrots. You know? Yeah. This comment right here.
William, that's funny.
That is funny. Y'all are amazing.
Glycemic program, and it balances your blood sugar, and literally in about 4 days, it puts your body into a slight fat burning state. So your body turns into a fat burning machine, and it burns your fat for fuel. And when that happens, it takes about 3, 4, maybe 5 days. When that happens, this is what's going to happen to you.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I need to see something. Hold on.
You as your coaches, what Optivia has put together, we share with you exactly what that looks like. All right, guys. This program is the basics of it. The chemistry behind it is a low fat, low glycemic program, and it balances your blood sugar, and literally in about 4 days, it puts your body into a slight fat burning state. So your body turns into a fat burning machine, and it burns your fat for fuel. And when that happens, it takes about 3, 4.
See, I did it.
That is an unfortunate pause. Go ahead and do your pause stories. We haven't done that all night.
It stays down for so long. I was like, no.
What she's describing is ketosis.
Yeah. I mean,
When carbs are not present, your body goes, oh my God, we need to make some fuel. So let's burn the fat. And then I can't.
it was the eye for me.
Maybe 5 days. When that happens, this is what's going to happen to you. Your energy is going to go through the roof, right? Blink again if you could use more energy to get through your day. Amen, right? The second thing it happened to me is my cravings literally disappeared. My hunger was gone. Guys, it literally is.
Your hunger was gone when you're eating 800 to 1200 calories a day.
Possible side effect of the fuelings, an eye linger. It's like, oh my God, I can't.
Not with these people.
No, my dad was so cranky on Optivia. I'm sure he was, dude. I would be too.
He was hungry all the time.
Yeah.
I would be horrible to be around.
Yeah, actually, you'll have no energy. Yes.
Today, I usually have to have a snack when I go and pick up Gavin from school.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I crash when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot my snack today. I can't imagine taking I can't imagine taking in 800 to 1200 calories if in the afternoon, if I forget my snack and I'm like, imagine.
So, Lisa, I think this is a good question. Are we at a revival meeting? I think a lot of these are kind of like a revival meeting. In a sense, they like kind of base it off revival meetings in the sense that let's get your life back together. Because that's kind of, revival meetings are kind of like that, to revive the church and revive the people of God.
That sounds exhausting.
Organized ED. Yeah, kind of. Pretty much that's pretty much what Optivia is.
Yeah, agreed. This is terrible.
LEM. LMAO. Bleak if you're being held hostage on this call. The longest ever.
Oh my God, look at this comment from Jessica. I ate in the grocery store because I counted down the freaking minutes until my next fueling.
Oh my God.
And I guess that's something that they say. They tell you to set alarms for every 2 hours to eat a fueling. Or you can eat, like, I guess you can mix and match, like when you have your lean and green meal or whatever. Like some people may want it for lunch or whatever. But yeah, they tell you to set that timer in your phone, set an alarm in your phone every 2 hours. Oh my God, this right here. I lost 40 pounds in 4 months and then gained it all back within 2 months. I'm so sorry. Oh, this sounds incredible. I had lasagna roll-ups for dinner tonight. More than likely 400 calories. I'm already hungry and that would have been half my day. Nope. Agreed, Katie.
Wow. Yeah.
Agreed. That sounds, lasagna roll-ups, that sounds incredible though.
Oh yeah. We did that once.
You did?
So yeah, Riley and I did that like a few months ago. It was so good. The lasagna roll-ups.
Oh, and you're starving in an hour. So like you eat and then an hour later you're starving and counting the minutes until the next fueling. That sounds miserable.
Like you're literally thinking about food all day.
That is not healthy in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, especially like when your body's like starving.
You know who this guy looks like? This is not me making fun of him by any means because I like the person that I'm about to tell you. But I've been looking at him as he pops up and I'm like, who does he look like? Who do you think that this guy looks like? And again, not making fun of him, just an observation. Who do you think he looks like, JJ?
I don't know.
That look on your face. I don't know.
Oh.
Snoop Dogg. I mean, I okay.
Jason Sudeikis, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I think it's his eyes and his facial hair. Reno 911. I think he looks like Gomez Adams with gray hair.
Gomez Adams. Who's Gomez Adams play?
From the Addams Family.
Wait, okay, but I was actually gonna say that.
Yeah, that's what he looks like to me.
I was like, the dad from the Addams Family. I was gonna say that, and I said it in my head. I was like, but she probably isn't gonna say that, so it's like,
no,
whatever.
that's to me. That's what he looks like. And
oh my God, we're the same. Oh, I should have said it.
Gomez
I knew
Adams.
I should have said it. Oh, I knew I should have said it.
Yeah, you should have said it. I like Gomez Adams. I like the Addams Family, so that's definitely not me making fun of him.
No, not at all. No.
All right, let's keep going. Lord.
Easiest
Literally.
in the world. But honestly, my favorite part of this, no calorie counting, no meal prepping,
it's pre-done.
No carb counting in all.
First of all, I think that is a problem. When you are taking the thought process out of building a plate, when you take that thought process out of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, that is extremely dangerous in my opinion. And I also feel like it teaches people to not trust themselves, which also leads to people staying on this longer because they're like, I'm losing weight. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm panicked. I'm dependent on this. I think somebody in the comments earlier said it creates, them being dependent on it. And I think that the not having to think about it and throwing a bar or throwing the shake or throwing whatever mustard pretzels or something. I don't remember what brand Jewel ate. Whatever that is in your bag or whatever you've got going on I don't have to think about it and I'm losing weight. But you should be thinking about it. If your goal is weight loss, if your goal is muscle gain, if your goal is just to be healthy, you should be thinking about how to build a plate. That's important because it teaches you to be able to trust yourself and to understand your body. Again, that's just my opinion, but
all the crazy that goes along with this, literally tell time, put something in your mouth. It is that simple. Guys, Optivia literally takes the guesswork out of getting healthy. Pat?
It's exactly right. And you know, when you order, they'll send you that box. There's 22 boxes that come. And guys, I'll add one thing else to it. A lot of people want to know two things. How much?
Excuse me. Chip down the wrong hole.
okay, I'm texting you something funny.
22 boxes. Can we not make that more sustainable? Can we not make it better? 22 boxes? You have to put it in 22 boxes. Very good for the environment. We love that.
Yeah. Look at the text I just sent you. You don't read that out loud.
I won't. I just read it.
Okay.
I can fit 2 fingers in between there, man.
Does it cost and does it taste good? Especially in ministry, we're that way, right? We love to talk about, all right, you know, a couple things before I go into that. Can I just say something?
Sure.
No matter what it costs,
please don't.
You got to interrupt future pain, interrupt future prescriptions, future doctor appointments. You know, I saw today where one of my favorite college football coaches, he's only 8 years older than me, died suddenly of a heart attack. And coaching and football coaching and being in ministry is a lot alike. It never left.
Jennifer said, read it out loud. Do not.
No.
That's off. And he, you know, didn't take care of his health. Here's what I want to say to you. I've lost a lot of friends in ministry and people that, and when I say that, they just didn't take care of themselves. So I want to say that first, but here's what it costs. The cost is about $14 a day for 5 meals. And you can reach out to whoever invited you and they'll.
Okay, now let's do some math. This time I'm going to break out my calculator just in case.
$40 a day for 5 months?
No, he said for 5 meals. First of all, a fueling is not a meal.
That's
okay.
a stack.
And $14 a day, let's do times 30, is $420 for one person.
That is
So the guy in the red shirt, the guy that was like, remember, he was like, this is saving me money. Sir, where?
No, it's
also,
not my guy.
$420 for all my friends that get that. Yeah, you know. This makes no sense.
Nope.
Yeah, probably with shipping and tax, it's probably close to 500. Ridiculous.
Tell you, if there's any promotions going on, if they're offering any type of discount from themselves, because we coach you for free. Now the company blesses us incredibly, and we can talk about that in a moment. But it's about $14 a day to order a month's worth of food.
Not.
And when you get that, you get 30 days worth of food. You get 5 meals a day from the company, and then one on your own, as was mentioned to you just a moment ago. And the food actually tastes great. Now I was so desperate, man, I would have ate cardboard because I had too many of those late night.
Babe, you're muted.
Oh, dang, that was good too. I mean, if he was so desperate he could eat cardboard, it must have been really easy for him to eat those fuelings.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the clapping sound? We need the clapping sound. We forgot.
Oh.
Next time.
Double, half price appetizers at Applebee's, being an evangelist. But I'm going to tell you, I fell in love with the food because it traveled with me. You don't have to put it in the refrigerator. When Karen and I go places, we've got to go to Austin in about a week and a half. We still take the fueling quiz because we still do the plan when we're traveling because it works, because I don't want to go back to who I used to be. But here's the last thing I'm going to share about with you. So reach out to whoever invited you, and you can jump on the plan, and your food will be there in about 5 days, 3 to 5 days. And then they're going to do a night before call. You're going to get a little book explaining how the plan works. But then also we can introduce you, whoever invited you, to Lean and Green recipes and all that. You want to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, because, and what I love about it is anybody can do this plan. Everybody from a nursing mom to anyone with diabetes.
Shut your mouth right now. Shut your mouth right now. You are actually suggesting a nursing mother.
You done messed up, girl.
Eat 800 to 1200 calories a day. Are you freaking kidding me?
She didn't know what she just did.
Ma'am, that is ignorant. I'm sorry. That is ignorant and that is dangerous. And please leave nursing mothers alone. They do not need to be on this calorie restricted scam that you are pushing through your ministry. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Jessica, how modified is it?
Oh, God.
She says they have a nursing mom program. It's modified. I'm sure it's just like 1,500 calories instead of 12. Yeah, nursing moms need way more calories.
That really pissed me off. There are so many people that have such a hard time after having a baby.
Program.
Oh, I hate this.
Grow up. Grow up. I can't.
I hate this. And let me just explain why, in case I'm sure that there's people on here that have not had a child. There are so many factors that a person is dealing with after they have a baby. Their body changes, their weight fluctuates, then if they are breastfeeding, figuring all of that out. If the baby has, any kind of reactions to things that you're eating, which could be like dairy and all kinds of stuff. And now you're going to interfere, in my opinion, with that time between a mom and a baby, between a person and a baby. Like, I hate this. It's disgusting. And I don't know if this lady is a mom. I think she said she has children. Did she not? I don't remember. But the fact that she's going to sit up here, if she is a mom that has been through some of the things.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, she is a mom.
That makes it 1,000 times worse. Mm-hmm. Disgusting. I'm going to say it again. She should be ashamed of herself. I'm going to mute myself before I say anything else.
Diabetes, type 1, type 2, any allergies that you might have. So those were questions that I had whenever I started this plan. And so I love it that everyone can do it.
It's incredible. You have celiac disease. And so
certified gluten-free products.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the last thing we're going to say to you as we turn this off and turn off the recording of the Facebook page. And if you want to stay on, we're going to answer some questions about what I'm about to talk to you about. The last thing we want to say to you is we would love to also talk to you about becoming a health coach. It works with ministry. It is the spirit, soul, body part, walking with people in your church to get healthy.
I love how he just told people how to manipulate people. No, it works with ministry. It's the whole mind, body, spirit thing. That's all you got to say to people. Give them this scripture. They're going to sign up. They're not going to care what the cost is. I hate this so much.
Or in your sphere of influence. And by becoming a health coach, it makes you accountable. You literally can own a business for $199. Mm-hmm. But for Karen and I, it changed our world. Mm-hmm. When COVID hit and our ministry completely shut down, our health coaching business absolutely exploded. And I'd say it like this, but as a minister, as an evangelist, we would have pretty much lost everything. Now God still knows the recipe to manna, but we watched as our business exploded because people wanted to get healthy. And bring that slide back up for me one more time. So why should you coach? Reach out to whoever invited you and they can explain it deeper. But for accountability, I did it 9 days in. I became a health coach because I want to help my brother, because I had.
Wait a second. Create a home-based income. Look at how this is worded. Clients don't pay you, but the company blesses you. Why not just say you earn a commission? Oh, because that's not how you spiritually manipulate people. Develop your inner CEO. I would like to know what kind of CEO decisions an Optivia coach is making when it comes to the company, because they're making exactly zero decisions. They're not a CEO. They're a 1099 contracted employee. And in my opinion, they are advertising for this company for free. So unless they sell something or recruit somebody, they're not getting paid. This is. I'd rather react to Ray Higdon. I'd rather react to Jessie Lee, who looks terrible in my opinion, and I hope she gets help that she needs. Anyways, I'm going to mute myself before I say anything else.
A prophetic dream that he died. And he later lost 80 pounds. And then he later had a heart attack and they brought him back. And his story is a miraculous story. He's pastoring. But you can create finances, develop your inner CEO. We have trainings once a week and boot camps and coaching pages you can be a part of, whoever invited you. And you'll be a part of a movement where you're also helping people get healthy. If you're a pastor, you know what it's like to have to continually go and visit people because of diabetes, because of heart disease, because of all the different things. You can bring that down now. But I want to say to you tonight as we wrap this up, this is real.
Yeah, bring that down because it tells people exactly what it costs, $199. We don't want them to have that much information for that long. Just flash it up there and keep it moving.
It's a 5-in-1 plan. And a lot of people go, well, I'll wait till this date on the calendar. Can I just tell you something? This has always been my statement because it was on Thanksgiving 2015 that I'm holding my grandson. And I saw a picture that I said, if I don't change, I won't see him play college football like my son or high school football. And that was so, you know what I always say, desperation doesn't take a holiday, no matter what day it is. You have the right to take your health back. So we're going to wrap this up tonight. I want to thank all our presenters.
Thank God.
And you were going to hear from a couple of more, but they're going to hang on and share in the question and answer time right after this. But if you're watching via a Facebook page, we're going to stop our streaming in just a moment. But this is real, guys. You matter. I love what Rick Curry said as he was just sharing his heart, and really everybody on here from.
I don't love what Rick Curry was saying, and neither does JJ. I feel confident enough to speak for both of us.
Yeah,
Jojo, right. Jamie and Michelle, to David and Deanna, to Yolanda. And I'll just put it in a nutshell for you. And that is minister to yourself first. Yeah. Minister to you first. That's right. You matter. And that's what tonight is about. So we're going to end the recording. And whether you're watching this via video or somebody sent it to you or you're watching it, reach out to whoever invited. Thank you, everyone, for being on and for considering the ministry of health. All right.
Okay, shut your mouth. I'm done.
That was terrible. That was really bad.
Yes, it was. Yeah, this guy's a pastor, an evangelist, an author, and apparently a coach.
I can't. Oh, Jay says, he means thank you, Erin and Julie, since you shared this with us. Oh, God, terrible. This company sucks. I agree.
Well, thanks, Sherry. I did get my hair done.
I know, it looks so good.
I love it.
It looks great.
Thank you.
Are you guys okay? JJ, are you okay?
I'm fine.
I'm not okay after that breastfeeding thing.
It's a little triggering, like the faith stuff, but it's fine.
I mean, this is like a double whammy too.
Yeah.
I mean, toxic diet culture paired with spiritual and emotional manipulation. Triple whammy. You're right. You're right. Oh God. I know we made it, you guys.
Monica. We made it.
Monica, you've had some great comments tonight, by the way.
Yeah. Y'all were popping off. I loved it.
Seriously, I loved it. Every second of it. The comments, not the video.
Oh, that's funny, Katie. JJ, I saw your dog Luna, and it made me remember every time you talk to her in your videos, my dog Luna freaks out thinking you're calling her out to her. Oh, that's so cute.
That is cute.
That is so cute.
Oh, fried pickles. I saw that you made homemade fried pickles, Karina. I love that.
I'm in Chipotle coma. That was good. How's that blueberry and acai?
It's okay. You know what? I like the holiday ones better. Remember like the mimosa, crayon orange.
Mm-hmm,
I like those better, but I mean, my husband brought this to me. I thought that was kind. He brings me like snacks
It's pretty.
when I'm live.
Yeah, it's
Cute.
pretty colors. I like it.
Yeah,
I like
I mean,
blue a lot. That blueberry and
yeah.
acai blue color.
I should do my hair that color blue next time I do a color.
That would be awesome.
What do you guys think? You can't see
I
it.
bet it'd make your eyes pop.
I bet. All right. I hope you guys are okay. We were going to do this tomorrow, but I have a holiday party I'm going to. Very excited about that.
Also, sorry to my members about changing it to tomorrow. I was at the hair salon until almost 5, and it took me 30 minutes to get home. So,
and it was also my fault because I couldn't do this live tomorrow. So she also switched it because I made a scheduling boo-boo.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. So thanks for being flexible, everybody.
Y'all are awesome.
Erin, have you had the holiday Smirnoffs? They're delicious. No, but I'm going to have to because I enjoy having a beverage like this every so often.
Yes.
Yeah. Guys, I'm going to do, I need to prepare you. I'm going to do a smoky eye tomorrow, I think, with some fake. I mean, I'm going to beat the face. Like I haven't done that in a long time. It's happening tomorrow.
Do it.
If my hair were longer, I would put some waves in it with like a, it's not though. Anyways, okay. I'm just rambling at this point. Y'all are amazing.
I'm going to be studying all weekend and filming.
Mm-hmm. Do you, have you shared your news?
That I got the job I wanted? Because I worked hard.
Job.
I got the job. The job. So,
the job. Yeah, I'm very excited. I just wasn't sure if you'd shared that.
I did to members.
Okay, well, good.
But,
No,
yeah.
I'm making you shout yourself out.
I know. I'm like, I don't want to say how awesome I am, but
you should though, because that's incredible.
I worked very hard.
The job that she wanted.
Job.
Yeah.
I worked very hard. I proved myself, and then I got it. And I'm very, 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 very happy about it. It's gonna be great. Like from the rest of my career, it's gonna put me in a place that I've really wanted to be in. I'm honored to get this job. I feel like new people, it's not very often that they get it. So
yeah, it's the schedule you wanted, the place you wanted.
The place I wanted.
Yeah.
And it's like exactly, it's just like to a T of what I wanted.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I'm excited for you. Also, I would like to say that I am that friend that was like, let me tell you what's going to happen when you start doing clinicals. You're going to have all these hospitals that are going to want to hire you because of your work ethic. I already know. And what happened? Yeah.
I'm also going to PRN for the hospital that I was currently at because they also wanted me to.
I didn't know you were going to do that too.
Well, since I'm just going to be working 3 days a week, they were like, could you PRN for us? Like if we needed you? And I was like, yeah.
I didn't know. That's a new thing. I didn't know that. I love that.
It is new. They asked me on Wednesday.
Exciting. Guys, since we're sharing good news, drop in the comments. If you want to, your good news. Did you have something cool that happened this week or today or whatever? Erin with the predictions. I always have predictions. It's crazy.
Erin always believes in me though, and I love it. It's so nice.
I do. I believe in all of you. I believe, yeah. I remember what it was like when I was going to MLT school. And I remember what it was like going through clinicals and
thank you, Blaze Goddess. That is literally so nice.
Yeah.
You are so nice. I thank you to all of you. It really Katie maxed out her deadlift. Damn.
We love that.
You started doing your job as an attorney. Aww.
I became a Poshmark ambassador today. Blazed Goddess. Yes.
Jay said I'm halfway through my doctorate degree. Wow.
Jay, sir.
Started
love
a new
that.
job. Made it through a hella long week. That is definitely a big deal. So
Shelby
Queen.
Okay, we gotta highlight all these comments.
We got 14 inches of snow. Yesterday the snowblower wouldn't start. Today it did. I love that. Today it did.
Jennifer made it through a long week.
I love that.
Sometimes that's
was me
best news.
That was me last week.
Oh, you guys, this is all so good.
Pressure training? Oh, that's awesome, Monica. Good job. Great job interview. We love that. The good news, I bought my first class tickets to go see my boyfriend for 3 weeks.
First class, Christy?
To the border for, oh, Christy, I'm so glad for you.
That's exciting.
My good news is I rescued a golden retriever mixed puppy off the street. She ran away but came back today and she's a cat. Oh, yay!
I love that. I'm going to go watch your stories because I know it's in your stories.
With all A's, that's hard. I don't even do that every time.
That's tough. Mia got all A's. She's got a 4.0. Actually, she has more than a 4.0.
I will not be getting even 1A this semester, I'm pretty sure.
I had sushi for dinner. That sounds incredible. Guys, so my good news, can I share with you guys?
Yeet.
I put a picture up. I have not done a before and after type picture since I was in Prove It because I was like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been working with my coach and I started doing a mini cut. But then I was like, this doesn't feel right. So all I've been doing is tracking my protein and getting, oh yeah, you did, Jamie, that's right. I've been trying to really just focus on my protein goal.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did it side by side. Huh?
Protein goal is really big.
Really big.
If you want to like get more fit or, you know, do anything like that, protein is really big deal.
Yeah. So I did a side by side.
Yeah.
And I posted it today. First, I sent it to my coach and trainer. I don't know what to call her because coach and trainer is like very MLM.
Well, I mean, they had that original name before MLMs did, so
I know. Yeah,
you're a legit coach.
Yeah, she is legit. My non-MLM bad mama jamma coach. Anyway, she's incredible. I tagged her in the post in case you guys are looking for somebody to and I can't believe the difference. And I showed the people at the gym today, and he said, I'm sorry, this is a 10-day difference. Did the dog fart?
Yes.
We love that.
Bad. She's been having she was having diarrhea.
Oh, Luna.
But she's fine now. Look, it's her giraffe toy.
Oh my God, that's so cute. But anyways, so 10-day difference. And the guy at the gym was like, most bodybuilders don't see changes like this in several months.
Queen.
So I'm excited because I mean, you guys saw what I ate tonight. I didn't eat all of it, but I'm going to go finish it.
Yeah.
So thank you for celebrating with me and for sharing everything that you're celebrating. JJ, you got to show Riley that picture on my Instagram.
I will.
Because it's crazy.
I will. Hiking Auntie Erin up. JJ's doggo's hiking Auntie Erin up. Yay. Melissa, hi, Riley.
Hello.
Thank you guys so much for your comments and your compliments.
Yes, I'm glad that we ended it like this. So I'm glad.
This was a hard video for me, for probably all of us in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it was very personal for me. So.
What, a traumatic video? What?
It was, yeah.
It was bad.
It was a pastor selling a diet MLM stuff.
It was like
street stuff in it.
It was like everything all in one. All the things that we do not like.
Also, Luna responded to Luna.
Luna.
She's being a brat.
Luna.
Luna, stop. I call her Luna.
That's cute.
Luna. Got to start dinner. Bye, everyone. Bye. Okay,
all right.
Well, we're gonna go.
I'm gonna go hang with my family.
Yes, me too.
All right. We love you guys.
Love everybody.
By the way, don't join Optivia. Another MLM.
Yes, and we'll see you next time.
And do all the YouTube things. Hey, thank you. Bye.
Luna says bye too. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Luna.